Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 8, Narwhal, Farwhal, Wherever You Are, Wall. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. Eldritch as Khan the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here. I'm sure we're in for an interesting time.
Perhaps we'll see. Shane as Umbramancer Zavid.
It has been too long. Thank you, fans, for sticking with us. I love you all.
And Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf, the Heartseeker.
I went to an aquarium and flipped off a narwhal skull.
My goal is complete. As always, I'm Lumbly Bronzarm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra sailed over the steaming sea. Leaving behind the pirate city of Riddleport, our intrepid heroes traveled further north towards the land of the Linorm kings and the city of Skjoldmur, Gunnar's home. The flight was smooth and northwest bound over the steaming sea. As Lux Et Umbra and the Windseekers recounted their strange but seemingly inconsequential dreams they had had the night before, Khan spotted something on the horizon. Zavid pulled the Windseeker in for a closer look, as the maps showed no sign of land here. Closing in, it became clear that it was not an island at all, but rather a floating garbage patch. Separated into distinct sections, connected by crude rope bridges, it was obvious that someone was living here. Reese and Khan hopped onto their mounts to investigate, while Zavid stayed with the ship, making bets with Gunnar as to what they would find below. Landing on an island patch made of metal cogs and gears, Khan and Reese began to look about. Reese found what appeared to be a tiny tunnel entrance, far too small for him. However, such a thing cannot stop Khan the Bloody, who bamfed into her rat form and began to investigate within. Round and round the tunnels wound, until Khan came upon a large opening and the strangest sight. A 2-foot-tall humanoid salamander creature. Using her mousy instincts to communicate with the salamander, Khan coaxed it up topside. The creature spoke with a strange burble-gurgle sounds, but thankfully Reese has an ear for language. Introducing itself as Biff Biff of the Salvage Manders, the small humanoid was quick to fawn over Khan and Reese as they had come from the sky above. It was not long before the ruckus drew out more Salvage Manders, along with their leader, Bobble Shaman Yup Yup. As it gave a rousing sermon, Yup Yup revealed that the Salvage Menders had recently received prophetic dreams of the Conjunction. Since they lacked the knowledge to understand their dreams' meaning, it was decided to bring the Salvage Menders aboard the Windseeker. Zavid lost his bet to Gunnar, but quickly pivoted to teacher of the small creatures. As Zavid explained what was happening in the world, the Salvage Manders revealed that the Great Firemander, in reality the Archdevil Floros, seems to have been kidnapped and is being drained of his heat power. The cosmological revelations were cut short, however, by several pods of vicious Narwhal attacking the Salvage Manders flotilla. Knowing that the Narwhal were being affected by both Abalon the Horse and Breathed of the Cradle, Lux Et Umbra quickly jumped into the fray. Gunnar tripped off of the Windseeker, belly flopping into the water next to 2 pods that ravenously descended upon him. Not wanting to miss an opportunity to convince other small creatures that she is a god, Khan flew towards the horned cetaceans, summoning a chain of devastating lightning in her wake. Having grown fond of Gunnar during their travels, Reese didn't want to see him become whale food, so he dove down on Owlback, scooping up the soaked Viking to the deck of the ship. While most of the threat has been neutralized, there still remain a few Salvage Manders who need saving. And that's where we come in today. Or at least we would. But as per usual, we come within the great infinite floating void. On the giant mat, the harrow mat of Baba Yaga. Her grand visage overtaking the horizon, her raven locks floating in the air, and her flowered dress looms above. She looks down to you and says, "Welcome back, players. It has been far too long once again, but reunited and it feels so good.
It does.
Gesundheit."
Thank you. Thank you.
I do believe that, yes, Eldritch, it is your week this time. Come
Oh
forward.
my goodness, it is. I'd forgotten.
Bets had been placed ahead of time. We'll see who triumphs this day.
All right, all right.
8 down, 4 to go.
I step forward onto the big old map, and I'm looking through the holograms. I wave to a few of them to see if they wave back.
They do wave, but they don't speak. There's no
Gotcha.
sounds.
Well, I close the window.
Oh no!
Oh,
You
yeah.
disappeared out of our vicinity, but Baba Yaga's still
Fantasy
here.
Grounds or just the map?
Just the map, just the map.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, cool. I return to existence.
You poof back here.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that we're our guys are going into a fight. We need a firm hand to help us out. So I come on, drag the token. Come on, game. Okay.
There they go.
Yeah. I go over to Smush Stuff.
Yes!
Oh, my heart was right!
As was mine. Alright, let's see here. Smush Stuff, eh? Ah, a gentle giant if ever there was one. Very well. And Baba Yaga reaches down her giant hand, flips the card over, and before you stands, all 9 feet tall of him, the ogre Smush Stuff in his dapper top hat and massive bow tie. He looks down to you and says, "Oh, hey there. You're the Eldritch Sugar. You played the little rat con then.
I do, yeah.
It's good to see you." And he bends down real tiny and he goes in for a hug, but it's
Aw.
the tiniest, most gentle thing you can ever experience.
Yeah, bring it here, buddy.
Oh, thank you, yeah. All of yours, you all good friends of mine in the world. I don't really understand this place, but, the other lady, she, helped me with my words. Shane, your shadow man, he's the one who helped me with my numbers. I'm up to 15 now. I'm molding my hand. I can do my 2 hands and my foot. But she helped me with my letters and want me to read this. And he pulls out just the hugest book, or a piece of paper, just massive lined notebook paper. And he sets it on the ground, and you can see there's huge scratchy pencil markings. And he begins to read. See Smush. See Smush think. Think hurt Smush. See Smush run. Run Smush run. See Smush smash. Smash Smush smash. Each PC may choose to critically fail a knowledge check. If they do, their next 3 physical skill checks are automatic critical successes. And as he says that, he kind of looks like it hurt his brain to even say that out loud.
Poor guy.
So yes, this is a card for all 3 of you. So I will open up your character sheets here. And yes, as it says, you may at any point when I call for even a relatively important knowledge check, use your discretion on that.
Yeah.
But you can choose to critically fail it, and then that's the knowledge check you'll stick with for whatever it is you were trying to gain. But the benefit is that the following 3 physical skill checks you do, like acrobatics, athletics, thievery, stealth, maybe crafting, depending on what you're crafting.
Yeah.
Maybe not crafting, but anything physical type skill check, your next 3 will be a critical success.
Dang.
Okay.
So I have put the Smush Stuff Major of the Druman Guard card into all of your inventories. And as he finishes reading, let's see, where is it? Yes. As he finishes reading, he disappears into a blue translucent hologram like the rest. Wow.
Wow.
Very well. The card has been chosen. 3 remain. And I do believe, yes. Elliot, it is your pick next time. Ta for
Yeah.
now. And Baba Yaga fades once more into the background. And this is where we come in properly today, so if you have fight music, turn it on.
Okay, time to turn on the fight music. Hold on, let me switch
Right.
over.
Make sure it's not too loud, though, Elliot. Please.
No, I gotta.
Alrighty.
Good now.
Yeah, should
Okay,
we do
did
a
that-
check-in
We're-
with chat to make sure we're
Yeah, chat.
Yeah,
if anyone-
actually,
in
one
fact,
of you
I will
guys
even
please
open up
do that,
Twitch.
because if you
Yep,
do it
yep.
on my end, or if I do it on my end, it is not
I'll open
going
Twitch
to
on my
be good.
phone. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds
Maybe.
great. You guys can just, keep talking a little bit if you want, so that
Well,
we know
we
the
but-
we could
accuracy.
So,
say plenty words.
anyway, as I'm
Yes.
checking, we will have the first people up is going to be the Narwhal pods. So, I forgot to take all of you off the combat tracker from Baba Yaga's hut. Let me do that very quickly. All right, that brings up the first Narwhal pod, number 1. Now, Reese, at the end of last session, you made a decision.
I did?
You decided to scoop up Gunnar out of the
Oh.
water,
I did.
but you did not scoop up this salvage mander that's in the water right here. So,
Okay.
this pod of narwhals is going to use one action to move towards it, and is going to attempt to use pin cushion. So it needs to make a dexterity save. Ha! Nat 2 for a 12. Critical failure. So bad, bad, bad.
Bad,
Okay.
terrible narwhals.
Terrible narwhal. Oh, God.
Does
Terrible
the warranty
narwhals.
still cover them?
15 damage. That's just quite a lot. And it uses its third action to drag it under. So this little guy is now disappeared, as well as this narwhal here. There. Did that go away on your screen?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
It's like,
Next one.
quick, we have to rescue them. And then Sophie's like, no, that's just what they'll be expecting us to do.
So it's this one's turn. Over on the right, near Khan, the one that you are trying to gang up with on this underdog, it still seems to be more interested in the weaker one in front of it because it is unable to attack you as you are up on land. So I have to have number 3 make a reflex save. Exactly 40, so it'll take half damage. That's great. Because you were sort of trying to help it.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 6 more damage. It's the end of that's turn. It's bleeding from you. Then this is the one that you were trying to aid. So Narwhal 4 has to make a reflex save. Let's say since you're kind of flanking, I'll give it a -2 on it.
Oh, sweet.
Wow, natural 2 for 32. So this thing's going to take a good amount of damage then. So that one's going to take 18. Oh, how do I math? 75,
You're the
84.
best one out of all of us. I don't know what the answer.
I'll tell you,
was.
Don't even
Straight
ask
up.
that rhetorically.
Straight up, I'm terrible at arithmetic, especially subtraction. So,
But you can do
last-
calculus. Stop
can.
it.
Wait a minute.
Let-
Wait a
do you
minute.
have
I've read, and tell me if this is right or wrong, Eli, that people that like math fall into 2 camps. They either love calculus and hate statistics, or they love statistics and hate calculus.
That is absolutely accurate. I got my degree in statistics, and I absolutely hated every second of it, but I loved every second of my calculus courses. But if I need to stop talking about math, otherwise I'll talk about it the rest of the day. So, refocus. So Narwhal number 3, then, is actually quite bloodied, and it is going to attempt to get away from the Narwhal group that it is here with, because it knows its time is quite limited if it does not get away. So it is going to run and be
right
gone
back.
from the map. Yes, go for it. That brings it to Khan, finally. These things rolled crazy initiative last time.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna try to make some more attacks on the pod that I'm flanking.
Just remember that area effects and splash effects, they're weak to, so they'll take
Yeah.
extra damage from those.
That's true, but it is kind of a rough action economy to pull something
It
out
is
and then
rough,
throw
yeah.
it.
It's very rough.
So I'll just make a couple swings.
Great. I think that one's off. Yes, it is
pulling
off
up
guard.
the-
So, yep.
Yeah, pod number 3. No, I don't want to target pod number 3.
Yeah, you went number 4.
Yeah. Is it shift click or control
It's
click?
control.
Okay.
There's that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
There you go.
cool. Attack rolls on the way.
Incoming.
Watch out. She's got a knife.
What do you have? A knife. No. Did that roll go? I don't see it.
Oh no, not yet. My
Okay.
character sheet is being
Ah.
a tad sluggish.
We lagging today.
Okay,
There it
we
is.
go.
Ooh, that
It's
is
a
a miss,
miss.
unfortunately. Close, though. Their AC is, what is it? 40, but it's flat-footed, or off guard, so it's 38. There you go.
There we
That's
go.
a good one. So that's a big old hit. A lot of damage. 37. I partially resist because it is a swarm, so it resists 15 or 10. Looks like physical damage, but it is quite bleeding. It is not looking. It is finally bloodied, I guess. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
looking great. You've got
Um,
one action.
I'm probably not gonna hit, so I'm gonna use my last action to pull a bottled lightning.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
And your mole has an action if you want it to move, but you don't have to.
Nah, it'll just stay
Okay.
there.
All right. So that is pod number 2. Since there's nothing else to attack here, because Reese, you're flying, it's going to swim over to this 40, 40, because it smells blood 40. But it doesn't have the action economy actually do anything, just to swim over there. Reese, you are up. You're flying
Awesome.
about, I think we said 60 feet up in the air,
Roughly, yeah.
just off the side of the Windseeker.
All right, awesome. So I see that other pod that took that one Salamander, and Reese is actually gonna go dive down to go and save it.
Oh,
Just
great.
straight up.
All right. So you have the movement for that. As soon as you sploosh into the water, give me a perception check.
Perception? Okay.
Yep, in the tower, please.
Try to see through all the narwhals.
It is very difficult, but Reese does have special eyes, so
You do. You're a ranger. This is what you're good at.
literally, this is what
Was
he
this thing
made
your
for.
was this your hunted prey? Because that would make a
Yes,
huge
it was.
difference. Number 1 was. Oh
I
my
believe
god.
it was. I don't.
Then that makes a difference. Because, in fact, instead of perception, give me.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, no, I'll take the perception. That was great. And then give me survival. There we go. Hunt prey, because I know you get bonuses to this. All right, fantastic. You splash down in the water, and let's see. Yes, you see just to the north of you that there is a quickly moving pod of narwhals right over there, and you can see that that little guy is kind of impaled through the shoulder on one of their horns as they're pulling him away. But you see them in front of you.
Okay. Yeah, so Reese is going to obviously go towards that wherever it is. I know we can't show it on the map because we don't have underwater, but lead over the mind.
Yeah, you can just move on top of the map. That's
yeah,
fine.
move on top of the map to this area or wherever the hell it is. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
It's just a little north and west of you. Did I not make it visible?
I don't think so.
It's
All I see is the Windseeker. Okay, it's this. Okay, cool. The map's big. Sorry,
Oh,
folks.
it's not. Do you not see the token?
I see the token of the
okay,
narwhals.
okay.
So yes.
Great, great.
Okay, right over here.
Yeah, it's
All
that
right.
guy.
So he goes and takes out the gill hook and stabs the narwhal.
I was hoping you'd use that thing.
Yes.
Great.
And
so you get
then
2 attacks.
yeah. So I stab the narwhal for the 1.
Stab the narwhal. That's a miss.
Sorry, I get 2
yeah.
though. So I'm gonna go and try that again.
Ooh, that'll do. Yeah,
yeah.
46 will hit for sure.
So I'm gonna go and stab that goddamn narwhal.
Do it. It didn't. Yeah, wow, nice. 21. Okay, all of that stabs in. This thing is bleeding pretty profusely. It's not looking great. You still have 2 actions.
Okay. So, can I use my actions to, any of my actions to go towards the Salamander and just, like, pick it up and swim the hell out of there?
Yeah. Also, actually, that should have done 1 more d8 of precision. So
Let
throw a
me
d8 in
put
the
that,
chat, and then roll an athletics in the chat.
Okay. 5, and then
5.
athletics. Ugh.
Ooh, natural 1. All of you have
Okay.
hero points.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Cool. Go for it. And if your character sheet's hero points say 0, just throw a 1 on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might have forgotten to do that.
Ugh.
That's better. So you're able to snatch him, but you don't have him in your hands. I'll say what you were able to do with that is get him free of their grasp, but he's still sort of here in the water to your right. Do you see him there?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have 1 more action.
I believe so, yes.
I'm gonna use that other action to try to free him.
Great. This one should be much easier. You should be able to just, if you want to just take 10 or whatever, you can just grab him here. Since
Yeah.
you got him free of them, I'll say basically the punishment is you had to burn the extra action for rolling bad. So you have him in your arms. You're underwater. There's narwhals all around you, but that's the end of your turn.
Okay.
Perfect. I think that brings it to Gunnar. Gunnar says, "Oh, that was a bit of a doozy. Well, here goes nothing, I guess. Oh, don't think I can reach from here. Well, do this." And he will heal himself. So target yourself. Heal for 90 with a lay on hands. And say, "Zavid, do you know if these cannons are charged?"
Do I know if the cannons are charged, or were we supposed to be putting actions into charging them?
Oh, well, I don't know if we should, do you think we should do it for this one, or I should, hold back?
Out of game, I have a feeling that this flotilla of garbage is too delicate to be firing cannonballs into.
He doesn't
It would
know that.
destroy everything, and we're going to be taking them with us probably, but like they might want to take some of their things with them. So like I would prefer not to destroy their home by accident.
He doesn't know that.
I would just let him know, like, Gunnar, I have another idea, but can you helm the helm and just pull us in closer to those narwhals?
Sure, yeah, I can do that. And he will, after healing himself, run over to the helm, and then that will make me give him a sailing lore check. That's why y'all have this. Good. Success. So, where do you want it? I can actually move it.
If I can get this sort of the side of this thing within, let's say, 40 to 30 feet of like the furthest pod, you know, like so basically
the ones on the closer to Con or Reese. Over there.
Over there. Oh, there's one over here. Oh, you're moving everybody by
I can
accident.
do it, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, what?
You're moving all the people who are behind the Windseeker by accident.
I meant to
Wrong
move
layer.
Yep, wrong layer. So
All right.
just
I
those
trust
guys.
Reese and Reese's mount to kind of take care of that pod and those guys over there. The three that are gathered around Khan, though, I want to take them all out, or really, I want them to take each other out, and I think I have a way of making that happen.
Okay, there we go. I think I got it this time. There we go. All right, so I've moved the Windseeker closer. So there's you and your horse. There you go.
Cool. And that was his turn?
That was Gunnar's turn. Yes, so that brings it to you, Zavid.
Oh, sweet. All right, well, I'll hop on my boy and Rottrot, can I move you too, sir? Can I select Rottrot?
Click yourself and then shift-click Rottrot.
There we go. Okay. I'm like targeting him for some reason. Wait. Stop targeting. I'm not trying to
control
target
clicking
them.
will target.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
Okay. Rottrot kind of flies down, lands here. And then I am going to cast... oh, wait. Can I? These things are huge. Jesus.
Yeah, they're enormous. There's like literally pods of whales.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to be up in the air
Mhm.
above them, like here. Oh my goodness.
Do you need a cone?
No, it's not a cone thing. I had a different idea. The problem is it's a 30-foot line, which in normal combat wouldn't be bad, where we're a little more zoomed in and things are more manageable, but these are enormous pods and everything's super far. So like that's not a good enough range. Wait, I can use an action to range spell a thing, right? Like I can extend
absolutely. Reach spell.
even
yeah.
for an area of effect. I don't know if it allows me to do that.
Yeah.
If
it
you
does.
let it happen, I'm going to do a 60-foot
If it doesn't,
line.
I'm letting that happen. Reach spell. That's
All
what
right.
Metamagic's for.
Yep.
I meta magic with an action to extend the range of this spell to hit all three of these things in a 60-foot line. I'm using Grim Tendrils.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Here, I'm targeting them for you.
Okay. Just let me know when to force the save.
Come on. Third one. There you go. Should
Okay.
be. Yep. Success, success, and a crit. So 2 halves.
So that's a little bit sad, but here's the
Ooh. So many D4s.
now they take. So
Nice.
hold on a second though. I think let me just double check if the bleed damage. If you success, no persistent bleed. Jeez.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay. My idea was using the spell, get them bleeding, the blood puts them in a frenzy and they attack each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of them saved. Even though this is an area effect, they don't have disadvantage on the saving throw?
No, but the 2 that took damage are weak to it, so they will take extra damage though.
Okay.
That's numbers 2 and 3. Thank you for reminding me of that.
All right. So yeah, my idea was get the blood so that they like fight each other, but because they made their saves, I'm gonna
15.
have
So both of them
I might
take
have to
an
wait
extra
around.
15. 2,
Yeah.
so that's another. Okay, and then number
I can
3.
do that one more time, but I gotta wait.
Oh,
That's it.
that actually kills number 3.
Woo. Okay.
ooh.
Yeah.
So their corpses are floating there. Maybe that might be enough.
Yeah, that'll probably help. I'm gonna take it off the map so that the blood appears. There you go. So yes,
Okay.
you did manage to take one out. That was just enough because it was weak to area.
Sweet.
All right, that's the end of the round. Brings it to the top. It's this one. Ah, yes. So these narwhals, Reese, that are right next to you,
Yes.
they take a movement. Go away, and they move
Motor
towards
movement.
you to engulf you. And I need you to roll me a reflex save, DC of 40,
Might not be too bad.
as they try to pincushion you.
I just need to roll above 11. 12!
12. And because you have improved evasion or whatever, you have evasion, a success becomes a critical success on reflex save. So you take 0 damage from this pincushion as you and your owl are sort of dancing in between the horns of this thing. That's all it can do. Brings it to the other one.
Salamander in hand.
That's right. Yes, salamander in hand. That's a very good reflex save to pass. These now smell blood in the water, and they begin to frenzy into the blood of these whales. They appear to be not paying much attention at this point. They're still bleeding from Yukon. They take 6 bleed damage and fail their save again, so those whales are still bleeding. Con, it's your turn.
Let's see.
And you're still targeting pod number 4.
Yeah,
It did move out of your range.
gotcha. Can I throw my bottled lightning so that
Yes.
it hits both of the pods?
Absolutely can.
Yay!
So use your alchemical crossbow as your roll, just because it's easier that
Okay.
way. Nice, that's a hit.
Sweet.
And bottled lightning would be greater, number 11th level. So those are 3d6 and 3 electricity splash damage.
Ooh.
So roll 3d6 in the chat.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Oh, that thing is really looking quite bad. And then it gets an extra 15 from... Oh, that kills that one because it's weak to splash. And the other one takes 3 splash damage plus 15 because it's weak, so 18. That puts it at 130. This thing is looking bad but not dead. Con, you have 2 actions.
I could just do it again.
Could absolutely just do it again.
Yeah,
But
well-
it would be at your -5, your first
That's
penalty.
true. That's true. I'm not so confident I could make the hit.
Yeah. So
And it's out of my range for stabbing.
you could have your mole move though. It has an action.
So true. I can have my mole like move me into range for a stab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have that.
Great. So click yourself, shift click the mole to move both.
Click, shift click. Yippee!
It's funny every time.
She's going to do a stab.
Okay. I've made it your target.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Yep. Oh, and it should be off guard, so whatever this is plus 2, that is not enough. But
Yeah, that's not enough.
I will make it off guard for future. I think that's the end of your turn, or do you have one more action?
I have one more action,
Oh, you
and
have
it's
one
just
more,
to
yeah.
grab another bottle of lightning, and that's it.
Perfect. End of your turn. That brings it to the narwhal. They are going to try to pincushion you in the air, so give yourself a +2 and throw a reflex save in the chat. DC of
Alright.
40 is what you're looking for. And just like Reese, if you get a regular success, it's a critical.
Okay.
Big money, no whammies.
30, that's not enough. So you regular fail.
Mhm.
Oh, but you have, hang on, I think you have something. Let me look. Rogues are insane, and dexterity saves. Improved evasion. You elude danger to a degree that few can match. Your proficiency, blah, blah, blah. When you roll a critical failure, when you roll a failure on a reflex save against a damaging effect, you take half damage. So even though you technically failed, you still are going to just take half damage.
Sweet.
So that's 5d6 piercing cut in half, then 3d6 electricity cut in half.
She does an epic backflip
Eight
to dodge
plus
most of
5.
the narwhal horns.
So that's 9 after taking into account everything damage. So that's still
Okay.
you still have 6 temporary hit points gone as these things are leaping out of the water, trying to scrape at you with their horns, just biting and biting. That's all it can do. Reese, you are up and surrounded by narwhal.
I am, but I'm gonna use my actions to get above the surface and back up.
Perfect. You are able to, without issue, get this last little guy up on the Windseeker.
Yep.
And you get yourself up there.
Yep.
And
Cool.
basically, that makes that one. They are, now that they have nothing else to attack. Oh, let me move them out of your way, sorry.
Yep.
Now that they have
thank
nothing else to attack, they are going to descend back within the sea because they are quite injured. So, Reese, that's basically, you still have 3 actions because that was your owl's action to get to basically here.
Cool. So as I'm back on the Windseeker, I'm going to, because I know where the pod is actually going, I'm going to fire directly around that pod since they're still my hunted prey. And I'm going to fire off an arrow of the electricity kind. The air? Is it air?
Air, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna fire off an arrow of air.
Okay.
Arrow.
An
Arrow.
arrow.
I think one of
Yes.
us made that exact joke last time.
I can't even remember, man.
Yeah,
So
same.
I'm gonna do that. So
Go ahead, your target.
I don't. You moved them off the map.
Yeah,
So-
go ahead. I moved it off the map, but it is mechanically your target.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just roll that.
There you go. That's a hit. And then roll damage as well. As they are going under the waves, you send one last arrow sailing, and you can see the last of the electricity going across the surface of the water as they dive deep. I think you have 2 actions remaining, Reese.
Yep. So I see that. I don't know if I have any move left.
You could order your owl to move you again,
Yes,
and then get another 80 feet.
Yeah, I will definitely do that so I can move like
Okay.
God. Near like let me shift click. Shift click.
Yeah, shift is for selecting multiple things. There you go.
Okay. So I'm gonna command him to move me. So
Mhm.
do that, and then take another arrow at the other pod that's like right by his feed.
Perfect. That is now your target. And this is still technically your wog, so that's still at your highest. And that's another hit,
Ooh.
so roll damage. Bruce coming in with damage. That's quite a bit. Good.
Yep.
Ooh, it's looking really bad as you sink another shocking arrow into this pod of narwhals. The electricity spreads throughout. One more action.
I'm gonna just try to see if my lowest one can do anything with it.
So is it not 20?
Nah.
Nah, not enough. Last one just sinks into the blue. Then that brings it to Gunnar again.
Gunnar, our boy.
I think what he's going to do is going to try to lower down the Windseeker to the point where if you need to, you can easily hop yourselves on. So, gonna make him roll his sailing lore. All right, it's fine. Zavid, you're up. The Windseeker's real close if you need it.
Oh, it's right there. Okay. I'm just in that case. I'm going to do a 3-action harm, but quick channels, 2 actions, and use my extra action to meta magic direct it into a cone instead of a orb, so I can just go straight down into this thing.
And that way it is an area of effect, so they will take it. So just add 15, or make them roll their save first, and if they take any damage at all, just add 15 in your modifier.
Am I targeting them?
You...
Yes, there we go.
Yes, yes.
It didn't show up because I was too close at first, so I was getting confused. All right. We've got a harm coming their way.
Fort save.
Yeah, where's my... Oh, that's the wrong button. There it is, fort save. Though, for some reason, the fort save for my Grim Tendrils and the fort save for my harm are different.
Oh, let me look.
My Grim Tendrils is 35, but my
Divine Font...
harm is 37.
37, Divine Master Wisdom.
Is it because Grim Tendrils is occult, maybe? And, like, my cult DC is...
Oh, probably. Let's see. Occult... Yeah, you were an expert in occult magic, not a master. That's why.
Okay, no worries.
So yeah, your harms are better. Ooh, they rolled a 3. That's great. 32 for a failure. So they'll take full damage plus 15. So that's so many d10s. You did not add a 15, so good lord. So that's going to be 15,
I was going to leave that to you. I wasn't sure how to do it from here.
I'll add another 15, so that's 89. Oh, it's got 10 hit points. This thing is looking really bad. You have any actions, or was that it?
I think that was all my actions, but I mean, this pod isn't going anywhere. Like, I have this necrotic wave come out as I like invoke the name of Cabrera in front of these salamander people. And then I kind of look around. I'm like embarrassed. It's a little strange. Like, I think my character really likes to do this sort of thing, or liked to do this sort of thing to show off his power. But like, we just met these salamander folks, and here I am channeling darkness and evil to kill a bunch of fucking animals, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about it. I think Zavid is just kind of like taking no joy in this and just kind of looking around sheepishly afterwards, like, it's almost dead.
Oh,
Yay.
Hooray! That's the end of the round. Top of it brings it to Khan, and I believe it's off guard to you. Yes.
bottled lightning.
Bottled lightning, yes. So add a 1 in your modifier because I realized that your bottled lightnings are +2 items, and then roll
sweet.
your alchemical crossbow to hit.
Roger that.
That's a hit. So it should be 3d6 plus your 3d6 sneak attack, I realized. It should also get. So roll 6d6 and then put a 15 in your modifier as well because of the splash.
Yeah.
This is going to do it. Lovely. So, Khan, how do you do this last one?
There's, the lightning disperses through the water, and then just like, a bunch of whales just start floating up to the surface. They're dead, but there's still some electricity in their bodies, so they kind of twitch a little bit.
God.
Grisly. But you have all defeated the vicious Abylonian narwhals, as I have called them, because they were under the effect of Abalon the horse. But you are now officially out of initiative. You've saved the last of the salamanders that fell into the water, and the rest are up on the ship. So, well done. You can take a breath.
I think last time, didn't I was making a bit, but I was like, These are agents of Rovagug or something, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
that-
yeah, because their
Yeah.
initiative was so high and they struck so fast and they were so organized that you were like, is the rough beast he's made his move.
Yeah, yeah. There's like no way that narwhals can be this adept. Like even Avalon can't explain that. The tides of the moon, you can't explain that.
You can't explain that. Tide goes in, tide goes out. So, what do you do? Do you return back to your ship or
I think I want to tell them, though I can't speak their language. I have to rely on I think it was it Reese? Language?
Anyanka
Yeah.
had
Oh yeah,
cast
Anyanka. Yeah.
pen language on everybody,
Oh, okay.
and that
Uh
lasts like at least an hour.
yeah, I'll tell them to grab what effects they can. Uh it is not safe on these waters right now, and that we can bring them to shore. But they are going to have to they're going to have to be away from home for just a little bit, essentially,
Oh.
until the end of the conjunction.
Oh, away from the flotilla. We've never been away from flotilla before. Born and raised, all generations, to the beginning. Where do we
This is-
go?
Well, there are some areas still coastal that are overseen by big folk like us that you can take a refuge in until the end of this encounter. But things are going to get more violent, and even though you are not in the path of war, you are in the path of these animals that are a bit much for you to handle.
Oh, yeah.
Take your favorite items and limit it to like 5 pounds to 10 pounds worth of things. Don't bring everything, just the most dear items to you. The flotilla can be rebuilt. Your people can start anew.
Yes, salvage menders. We will create a new flotilla once the terrors of the horned devils have ended. Hooray!
Hooray!
And as they all start to kind of wander back to the flotilla to gather their effects, Bobble Shaman Yup Yup comes up to the three of you and says,
The three of you saviors came from the sky. We are leaving the flotilla, but there are many things there that could maybe help. If you would like, you can have something each from the flotilla.
and
that's-
basically, I want each of you to roll me a D100 publicly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, as he says that, either Reese or Zavid could cast
7 out of a
Detect magic.
D100. Okay.
3!
31. Okay. Yeah, I could do
That's
detect magic. I
great.
barely ever use it.
Check that you rolled a D100 and not just D10s that rolled a 7 and a 3.
I know, right? Okay. As you detect magic, this flotilla is just awash with it. You can't pick anything out from anything else. There's magic items all up in this. Some are broken, some aren't. Some are high level, some are low level. It's really difficult to pick anything out. So the random rolling is essentially you pointing to an item. And Bobble
That
Shaman
one.
Yup Yup. Bobble Shaman Yup Yup. And spits up this blue looking phlegmy liquid, and he spreads it on top of the item, and it melts off the hard mucus, and he pops them out. And let me see what you get. Okay.
Whew. Well, I find this strange stick thing. I think it's magic. I am, as you know, I am a talisman dabbler.
And he shows you all of the little items he has on him that are useful in combat.
He says, but I was never able to figure out what this is.
And he hands you what appears to be a wand. Let's see, this was for, let's see, who was getting this? This is Khan. He gave you this wand. And give me an Arcana check in the tower. Any of
Got
you.
it. In the tower. Ta-da!
Yes, please.
Rolling a ta-da check.
That was a very good one. You, Pipette immediately pops her head out of your hood and says, "You need to take that. You need to take that. Thank them for it. Take it. That is a wand of overflowing life. That is an extremely valuable item."
Well, thank you so much. And she takes the wand, like a big smile, but anxious kind of. Does Con have eyebrows, or just like the eyebrow plate? I don't know.
That's a great question. The fun part here is we were playing golf, so your 3 was actually really high. That you won it as low as possible. 00, you would have gotten a 20th level item. So you guys rolled really well, actually.
good.
Oh,
Yeah, this is an 8th level Wand of Overflowing Life, which activate frequency once per day plus overcharge. You cast heal at the indicated level. After you cast the spell at the start of your next turn, excess healing magic wells up from the wand and heals you as though you cast the one action version of heal on yourself at the same spell level. You gain this benefit only once, even if you cast multiple healing spells from the Wand of Overflowing Life in the same turn. So basically, you can use this wand to cast an 8th level heal, but since you don't have 8th level spell slots, you need to roll an Arcana check when you do so.
Okay,
But Con can heal now, essentially.
let's go.
I need to write that down because I don't have it in Fantasy Grounds, apparently. Wand of Overflowing Life, 8th. Okay, Reese, you rolled a 7, which is still pretty good. Okay, I think I see a good one here. You find, Reese, a small wooden and metal contraption, and it catches your eye because it had arrows engraved in the side of it. And when Bubble Shaman Yup Yup removes all the mucus and stuff from it, he pops it out. And I need you to roll me crafting. You could have help from Zavid and Con if you'd like.
I would love some help from Sophie.
Like a guidance and
Yeah.
Con roll a crafting publicly to aid.
You got
And
it.
since you're legendary, it'll be a lot higher.
Yep.
Ooh,
You know what my modifier is.
5 all day with guidance and Con's help, even with a 3.
Jesus, 5?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright, and is it public or tower?
Public, please. That's pretty good, 41. So this is a Hail of Arrows snare. It is essentially, Zavid could help you figure out how to use it because he's a snare master. It is just a snare as per usual, but it releases hundreds upon hundreds of carefully prepared arrows, blanketing a 20-foot radius around the snare's square with massive arrow fire that deals 18 d6 piercing damage with a dex save.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
Great.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
So a Hail of Arrows snare. And then Zavid, you rolled, what, a 30-something?
31. I think.
31. Okay, so that's still not terrible. So you get a thing of this level. There we go. You find a strange piece of metal. It's a tube, long leaden rod. And I want you to give me an occultism check in the tower, please.
Occultism check. A.
Yes, it's a solid lead pipe that gets your attention.
Occultism. Come into my skills. Dragging that into the tower.
Okay. Oh, you immediately recognize as soon as Bobble Shaman Yup Yup pulls it out of the mucus that this is a Rod of Negation, 14th level. So what this can do is with 2 interact actions, it emits a thin gray beam that negates a spell or magic item, casting a 6th level Dispel Magic with a counteract modifier of plus 23. Once it's used, it cannot be used again for another 2d6 hours.
Holy hell.
Yeah, this is good.
I'm not sure how to use any of these. They seem above Yup Yup's head. Yup Yup, great magician, but these items too strong. Oh, and one last thing. I give you something we find floating among the water. And Misho.
And he runs away into his little burrow. And a few moments later, he comes out holding what seems to be long arms made out of stone. And he shows them to you, and Zavid, you realize he has the missing piece to your statue. The arms that your statue you took from Adelina's vault have been amongst the Salvage Mander's flotilla.
The whole time.
You know, you're never gonna believe this. I just so happen to know someone who turned to stone and is missing their arms, and these arms would make a great replacement set for them. So
Praise be the Firemander!
Praise! They all get very excited at the prospect of them having helped you.
yeah, I humbly thank them. I give them a courteous head nod, like, thank you for your generosity.
Thank
Now,
you for
let
saving
us,
Salvage Manders.
let us bring you to safety.
So Reese
Wonderful.
turns over to Gunnar and is like, hey, so I know you haven't been to your place in a while, but do you think they would, like, fit in with your people?
Oh, well, you know, my people are a little strange. They're whalers, so, I mean, the fact that they don't really like whales is probably, that will work to their benefit, I think.
You
But,
think we could migrate them over?
they'd probably be okay there. I mean, I know that, everything over in Skjoldmur is kinda cold, but we have the hot springs and everything, with lots of warm, long houses that they could stay in. I think they'd be a right fit.
Perfect.
Aw.
So I have put you all onto the Windseeker. And you can close out of the Salvage Manders now. Let me see. This music is now a little too much. Fight is over. No more battles.
I put on calming, peaceful music.
There we go. That's better.
Fight is over. There's this TikTok of, I think it was Smosh or whatever. They created this character called the Chosen One or whatever.
Mhm.
And it was like two people playing the same character, and they were doing like a questionnaire, like a trivia game with each other. And one guy goes, "In what year did the Revolutionary War end?" And then the other guy goes, "Some of us are still fighting." And I fucking lost it. I lost
That's
my
great.
mind. I thought that
That's
was
so
the
funny.
funniest I've ever heard. So when you're like, "Oh, we're not fighting anymore," I'm like, "Some of us are still fighting."
That's great. There we go. All right. So, do you head off essentially from the flotilla
Yeah.
towards? All right. So let's look at a little map, shall we?
Little map.
A little
Toggle
map.
lands. There we are.
Just a
So
little
you
map.
are currently over in the northwest where the Windseeker is. If you can't see it, I can circle it if you want. But you are actually quite close to the lands of Skjoldmur, as you can tell because it is getting icy or snowy and colder the further north you head. So it's going to take about another evening because it's later in the day. So going to give you all a long rest. Nope, not initiative. Nope. Where is it?
I definitely
Onwards,
want
there we go.
to approach Gunnar at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Say, listen, this ship is equipped with a very large amount of cannonry.
Oh, yes.
If you want us to lay siege to the town, we can. All right. I didn't want you to have to ask. Want us to blow it to bits? Revenge. We would do it in a heartbeat. All right. We'll just those that feel a little bit wrong about it, we'll just we'll drop them off on another island and say, hey, go on a little vacation. We're gonna go fishing, and then we take care of the problem.
Well, although I do appreciate the sentiment, I don't think that will be too necessary. Hopefully anyone who has ill will towards me is Well, I don't hope they're dead, but maybe so old they don't remember me.
Yeah, if
And
you're
if
lucky.
remember you, remember, we have a plan B. We have a giant ship filled with cannons. We can lay waste to them. Just you give us the word, all right?
Always good to have a plan B. So anyway, the way we go to Skjoldmur is you follow the star across the horizon, and that's where we're going to kind of fade to the overnight rest. But I need for the morning Zavid and Khan to roll me their will saves, DC 35 for the
You
day.
got it.
Planet save.
35, 35, 35.
35.
Oh.
Failure!
I love
Ah,
whenever Con fails though, because the
it's so
craziest shit happens, and it's like, yes, please.
42, that is a critical success for Zavid because you have that
The
cleric
thing
thing.
that we're now
The thing that we're now doing, that when you
Yeah.
succeed, you critically succeed. But Khan, you gain Seeker's blindness, but not the really, really bad one.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So you now have a -2 to lore, nature, occultism, religion, society checks, and a +2 to arcana for the day.
That is so me when I go on my art vendors, which I definitely
Yeah.
didn't do for 2
Yeah,
days.
definitely not.
Oh,
Definitely
by the
not.
way, each of you take a hero point for saving the salvage vendors.
Woo!
Yay.
I get my hero point back.
So, in the morning, Zavid, you and Reese wake up feeling fine. You did a good thing for these creatures. You're taking them to safety, and you know that you're on your way to land and some place where you can put your feet finally. But Khan, you wake up with your brain just buzzing. Why were these narwhals so organized? They seem to be using tactics, and you're like recreating the fight in your mind, like how clearly they were using, they were so organized, and you just really can't think of anything at hand because that was so
Yeah.
strange.
She is like on like a bedside table. She has recreated the flotilla as like a battle map and like pushing pieces around. Like
Yes.
I love that.
I
That's
could
good.
see her having like one of those little like you know, in pirate ship
Mhm.
war models, they have the little scoocher, and she's just has this little tool that's just like moving this figure, and it might just be it's not an actual narwhal, but it's like a piece of like plastic that looks a lot like a narwhal, and she's just scooching it over.
Perfect. And since I'll probably forget to show it eventually, I'm just gonna get rid of the top deck, get rid of the central deck, and we can say that Khan, since you failed your save, that you spent your evening fixing up the statue that you were given the arms to. Do you see that there in between the mounts to your north?
Mhm.
With between your crafting skill and maybe Zavid had the mending spell, I think he's capable of preparing it. You're able to change it and get the proper statue
yay.
with her arms back. I think I can share a better
Oh my
version
God.
of that. Yes, here we go.
Hey, Macarena.
And this is what your statue looks like now, Zavid. That you have recovered her arms.
I ponder the construction of this piece of art, and I wonder aloud, who was Venus de Milo? Who were you? And why were you half naked?
Maybe she couldn't afford a shirt.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go take a shirt and put it on the statue.
Oh my God, yes.
That's great. Eventually, I'm going to Photoshop that. I'm going to
Please.
make it happen.
Yeah.
But for now, you have a be-armed Venus de Milo
Yeah.
statue.
I don't want
Yeah.
her to be cold.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I'll do is like the we haven't like yet reattached the arms in a way that's like permanent yet. So like the shirt goes on, and then we can put the arms into the armholes of the shirt. That's how it all kind of works out.
Right. Construct
you
it
can't-
around the arms.
And then you can't take it off because it's all like kind of connected with the thing that they're holding.
Until you cut it off.
You'd have to cut it off. Yeah, now it's forever a part of this this
As you
sculpture.
as you finish it,
She
Adelina
looks a
comes
little
down, and
bit-
Adelina comes down and sees and says, "Oh, you know that's construction. It reminds me of a ship and a bottle. How'd you get the ship in there? How'd you get her inside that shirt?"
It is an artist's secret. I'm thinking of
Fascinating.
I've heard of this one artist when I was in Absalom for just a while. They destroy their art after it's sold. They shredded the painting as it was being auctioned off. I'm thinking we could do the same thing with this, where we put it over a grinder. We sell it, make a quick buck, and then destroy it.
Oh, aye. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, and we could sell the raffle tickets at the front. If we could charge at the door and charge for the raffle.
And you can see the pirate wheels spinning in Adelina's mind.
Oh my god.
We're
Side
kind of missing
note.
the point that we didn't make this, so we can't. It doesn't have the same impact as us making a thing and then purpose. Like someone else built this, and we would just be committing vandalism to something that belongs to somebody else.
Yep. Side note though, I have seen Venus in person, and yes, of course the front is nice, but the back is also very nice. Don't
Yeah.
know that because people don't show off the back, but the back is also very nice of Venus, not just the...
I was far more impressed with the winged victory myself. But again, I will talk about that for an hour if
Yeah.
I don't refocus myself. So, Zavid, I would like you to give me a sailing lore publicly, and you can have guidance if you'd like.
Say what? Okay.
And
let's do
Gunnar
it.
will aid you, in fact, so give me a second, and I will see what you get from him. You get a 4 all day.
Okay, sailing lore public.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo! 49.
head almost.
Okay.
That was almost a 50. Good lord. So it's a
Damn,
critical
sweetie.
success. So at your DC level. So with Gunnar's help, even despite Versus the line having come into alignment recently, you were able to guide yourselves and the Windseeker north, and you can start to finally see just the small crest of ice to the north. And just as you're seeing it, you hear Adelina from the crow's nest yelling down, "Land ho! I think we finally found it!"
And I like lean over to Gunnar, like, why is she calling the land the hoe?
Well, you know, the hoe apple doesn't fall far from the hoe tree.
Oh,
Gunnar!
get him like she better
Wow.
not
That's a
lose.
good one. I made it funny.
He's getting spicy there.
I'm looking around like I'm not with him. Like I don't,
I don't
want
know this
her to
man.
associate this comment with me.
So, as you're pulling in, how do you approach? In the air? Do you sink the ship, or not sink the ship, but put the ship on the water? With that roll, you could just basically decide how you roll in.
I think I want to talk to Gunnar about it. This is Gunnar's part of the story, right? So like I want to know, Gunnar, we have some options. We can come in through the air and look like aliens, look like heroes or legendary figures. We very nearly are there, right? And if you have to explain yourself and what happened a long time ago, and you now have a lot of cool stuff surrounding you that gives a bit of credence to your claims, it's not so outlandish if it's like right there in front of them, right? But if you want to go subtle, if you don't want people to know it's you, for example, we want to just be visitors and kind of come in unknown, we can go by the water and pretend that we are not who we are.
Well, I know that the Skjoldmur tend to be very skittish people. They're nice once you get to know them, get a mead or two in them, but I think coming in from the air would probably frighten them a bit too much. It's probably better if we come a little more incognito.
Okay. I respect that. If you wanted to frighten them, I would have been totally down to do that, but I understand this approach. We can do this.
But fine, whatever. We could do something else.
Listen, if you want to lay siege to the town, all you have to say is destroy it, and we'll just do it. All right?
That'll
We can
be
even-
the key word.
We can even come in from a distance and destroy the ice leading up to the town so they have time to run away. If you want to let them live, right?
Like a warning shot across the nose.
Yes, except it's just like shots progressively getting closer and closer to their town until it starts hitting buildings. They can pick up what they need, then run on the way out. But
Hopefully it won't come to that.
I'm like looking to Anyanka and Adelina like, you guys are down, right? And
They're both like
yeah.
giving you thumbs up behind
I
his
already
back and
know
stuff.
Khan and Reese would help in a heartbeat.
For
We just got a
Gunnar-
bunch of narwhals. We have no scruples here.
True.
Oh.
So you lower the ship down, sink it gently. I keep saying sink. Set it gently into the top of the water, and you're going forward. And as you do, a quaint village comes into view with wooden houses and ships along the shore. And I have a piece of art here that I like.
I hate quaint villages more than anything.
More than anything. There's a lot of people seemingly on the dock and near the shore. There's some hustle bustle. And you can close out of the
Hustle and
wind
the bustle.
seeker. Let me put you on. And do you take everyone with you, or how do you get from your ship to the shore? That's a good question I should ask.
Well, this doesn't look like a deep water dock. This
Correct.
looks like a pretty shallow inlet. We might not be able to sail in all the way, so we might have to take a dinghy out or ride our mounts up or something.
Mhm.
But again, riding the mounts in the air or even on the
Well,
water is
that's
pretty crazy.
freaky,
So we might
yeah.
have to take one of these boats and just row
Okay.
out.
Great. There's definitely some dinghies on the Windseeker. So you take. There we go. And I've got 3 of you that I can do like this. There we go.
Take a
So-
look at this dinghy.
You row out, and Reese, I'm going to say you and Adelina are the ones rowing in a boat with Khan, and Zavid, you are in with Anyanka and Gunnar. So, Reese, give me an athletics check, please, publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With the help of Adelina, you are able to get the 3 of you from the Windseeker to the
Oh,
land,
good.
no problem. And Gunnar, with his massive arms, no problem. Anyanka and Zavid do not weigh that much, so he's able to get the 2 of you ashore. And let me load the shore map. So you pull up to the shore, and as I said, there's a lot of people about. There's boats, people hauling things in, there's fishermen, probably whalers. You see there's a big campfire in the center. But you pull up your boats, and the first person to come up to you is kind of a large man, a human man, with long, scraggly hair and braids, with a long beard. He's not wearing a shirt. He's got a sword at his hip. And he looks to all of you and he says, "Where are you from, strangers?" And Gunnar will stand up first because he's, from here. He'll step to the dock and say, "Hello, I am Skjoldmur. We are coming here for the festival. We were hoping that we could have docking on the land." And the shore master looks to him and he says, "Well, you sound and look like you are from here, stranger, but I do not know your face. However, it is festival week, so please come ashore. It is 5 silver to dock your boats. My name. Oh, that's right. He has a name. My name is Shore Master Jonathan Helvig of Skjoldmur. We welcome any newcomers. You are coming at good time. It is Festival of Sagas Week.
Oh,
So enjoy yourselves. Get yourselves a mead and some foods. But be mindful of don't get into too many tussles." And he'll take your silver and leave you be.
oh, this is nice. This is friendly.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty nice people, especially around Saga Festival time. You get to drink mead in the morning till night, and it's all paid for by the town. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Has-
What exactly are you celebrating with the Saga Festival? I would assume stories.
Oh, yes, it's the telling of tales in any and all types. There's singing and dancing, painting, sculpture, scrimshaw. There's jesters every year. So, any type of way you can just tell every story. It celebrates lore. So come ashore, come ashore. Con, I don't know how you fell off the map there.
I don't know why. What a surprise! One moment I was standing on the dock, and the next I was floating in the void.
So, coming ashore, you see there are many people. There's a man missing a hand who has a hook attached to it with a harpoon in one hand. There's a woman working out on the rigging of her ship who appears to have a large broadaxe and a sword by her. If you'd like, I can load all these arts, but there are various people, very blonde type, Nordic type peoples. And in the center, near the bonfire, you see that there appears to be two people butchering a whale.
I think Con will just move to get closer to the fire, even with like her coat and her fur. She's still kind of cold.
Yeah.
Oh, aye, it is a bit cold, a bit cold out here. I'm not used to that quite yet. Been living in the desert for so long.
But as you get here, a tall woman with furs, long blonde hair, and a single braid on the side of her head, an axe and sword at her hip, comes up to you and says,
Oh, welcome, newcomers. Welcome to Skjoldmur. My name is Leo Rafner. Who are all of you?
and Gunnar will say, Olaf Olafsson, good to meet you. These are all of my friends, and he kind of points to all of you. And let's see, who's standing next to Gunnar? Where is Gunnar? Oh,
Adelina.
Did I not put Gunnar? There he is.
Yeah, he's between Adelina and
okay, yeah, there he goes.
Yeah.
And these are my adventuring buddies, Anyanka Jenkins and Adelina Guiltleaf. And then he points over to the three of you. And these are our traveling companions, Lux Et Umbra.
Yes, good to meet all of you. Welcome to Skjoldmur. We are welcome to some of the whale if you like it, but it'll be provided later at the smorgasbord.
In the late, and then Con will just, put her little paws up to the fire.
It's very welcome and very pleasant. Give me perception checks, everybody, in the tower.
What do we see with our special
Oh heck!
eyes?
Well,
That's fine.
Perception. Where's my perception?
Okay. Reese, looking around you, you see that there's just piles and piles and piles of firewood. That's what all of those brown square things are.
Yeah.
That aren't obviously, like, there's one building to your east, and then there's a sheep pen to your north. But other than that, everything else you see here is just piles of firewood,
okay.
which strikes you as a little odd. I mean, why would you need this much firewood?
Where did all that firewood come from?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, actually, I'm like, where did all the firewood come from?
Oh, well, we've had to been doubling the efforts to get the firewood because we've had to keep the fires going a little hotter lately. The leader, Ash, has been saying that we've had to double the efforts.
And at that, Gunnar says, I'm so sorry. I think I have a little bit of seaweed stuck in my ear. What did you say the name of the leader was?
And she looks and says, Oh, Ash the red-haired.
And the look on Gunnar's face, he looks shocked, but he also is. I'm going to make him roll a deception check.
Yeah. Can we? I mean, do we have to make a check, or can we kind of see that this is
You can
surprising?
see that. Oh, he's bad at this. He's not trained and has a +4. So a 13. Yikes.
Oh, he's bad.
He's bad. It's clear he knows that name, and he is not happy to hear that name is alive.
Oh, goodness.
I
You
like.
don't say. Ash the red-haired, huh? I've heard that name. I guess he's probably been the leader for a while now, huh?
Oh, yes, for as long as I've been around, and he was leader when my ma was around, and her ma too, I believe. He's a good man.
Yes, I've heard good things.
Hmm.
And he is exactly as believable as that.
Yeah.
So, let us make ourselves comfortable, right? We've had a very long journey, and I'm kind of like elbowing Gunnar to like just let's
Yes,
change the
of
subject
course.
here.
Yes, as well, if we're going to go to the Saga Festival, we should probably get to the town proper. They're just preparing the whale for the feast. We shouldn't get in their way, I guess. Excuse us, Miss Raffner. We'll hopefully see you around.
Yes, it's always good to see new people sharing our culture. Enjoy the whale and enjoy the festival.
So, Gunnar leads you north and west.
As we're walking,
Oh yes, anything you want to do here, do now.
I wanna ask him about what just happened. Like,
Yeah. Like as soon as we're out of earshot.
Yeah.
yeah,
sure.
I'm like, because I'm looking at like Khan and at Reese, like that was weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm bad at this, but like that was weird.
He literally is untrained in deception, so it was his roll was a +4, and you guys are level 16 in Pathfinder. So a 13 is not great. So yes, you were able to read his face, no problem, like a book. And he says, "Well, before everything happened at the labyrinth, before I even met up with Adelina and Anyanka here, I, the reason I got kicked out of my tribe here is, well, it's because of when I went hunting to find the Lenorm. The father of Ash the Red-Haired was the clan leader at the time. His name was Cliff Stonespeaker, and he and Ash went on the hunt with me because you need to see the proof of the hunt. And well, because of my careless actions, Ash's father Cliff was killed by the Lenorm, so he is the one who exiled me. So I can't imagine that Ash the Red-Haired is too keen to see Gunnar's son these days.
Should we kill
Oh.
him? You want us to
I
kill
don't
him?
know if that's necessary. I mean, he's been a leader a long time. Sounds like he's kind of loved or at least tolerated.
Okay.
But he must be, super old, to be leader for so long.
Well, he was a human, so just like the rest of us, so he would have to be in his 90s at least.
Maybe
Because
he doesn't remember you and he's senile.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping.
No, let's stop. And I like kind of take him, I look to him and I say, you talked to us about this. You told us what happened. You know you did nothing wrong. He's going to come at you with his story, his version of events. But you need to remember who you are, Gunnar. You did not do anything wrong. You did what you set out to do, got unlucky, and have lived an adventurous life with new friends. Is Adelina with us?
Yeah, they're all with you.
Yeah. And I gesture to Adelina and Anyanka.
Aye, aye.
They would follow you into hell. In fact, we're on our way to hell. So, like, you know that we have your back. Do not be intimidated by whatever this person says. If they are still holding a grudge against you, they're still angry, do not let their anger bring shame onto your name. Because you are not dishonorable, Gunnar. And I want to, like, shake his hand.
And with that, he stands up taller. He seems to puff up. His chest gets broader, and he grabs your hand, and it hurts. This is a handshake. One of those
I knew
Roman
what I was getting
ones.
into.
One of those Roman ones that goes at the forearm, and he shakes it, and your arm is like a noodle as he shakes it. But I really appreciate that, friend. It's good to know that you got a good group of friends at your back, like a good wind. Now let's go to the festival. What do you say? So you can close out of that map you're on now with the whale. And he leads you through a series of up a series of paths that's through a valley. It's difficult to see much past the rock walls, so I want you to give me perception checks in the tower as you reach the top.
You got it.
Perception checks in tower.
Tower of Power.
Tower, but I barely know her.
So, as you that was funny. As you reach the top, Gunnar says, "Well, you know, I haven't been here in many years, but the view was never not breathtaking." And you take a step out, and you see this vast open valley with houses made of wood dotted in the valley, several up in a mountain wall, and in the dead center, right next to a lake, is the largest bear you've ever seen, easily 80 feet high. It seems to be sleeping, covered in ice from head to toe, barely moving except for the shallow breaths.
Barely, yeah.
Barely moving except for its shallow breaths. But Zavid specifically, you're the only one that notices this. Out of the corner of your eye, flying around, and you can see it in the picture, you just see a raven do a couple of circles around you, and then fly off. But
Does
what
the
you see.
raven seem to be different than a typical animal? Does it seem like there's anything notable about this raven from what I can see?
Seemed pretty big. You've seen plenty of ravens. This one was big. Not like a rock, not like gargantuan, not out of the realm of possibility for a raven, but big. But that's what you see.
Okay.
Welcome to Skjoldmur, everybody. And I have a map for you. That's just the art, so you can kind of close out of that. Here's a better map of the town. So you came in off the shores, and as you're wandering around, you can hear music, people singing, people talking. You can smell meat cooking, and it's definitely coming from the center of town. Well, I guess we know which way to go, huh?
This seems pretty clear.
Okay. So do you go there straight there, or is there anything you want to do immediately before?
No. Reese.
I mean, it's hard to know what I'd want to do before when I don't know much about this place. You know what I mean?
Fair fact.
Khan will make like a snow angel on the ground. She's just gonna.
Has Khan ever
flap
seen
over.
snow?
Because
you're from
I
the
don't
south.
think she is from the. Yeah.
We saw snow when we went up and
Oh,
visited.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Beetles
right.
attracts.
Beetles attracts. That's right. You've seen snow. Of course. So you make some snow angels. They're very little. People are probably going to think child did it, but no, it's an angel with a tail
Yeah.
coming out the side. But Gunnar eventually leads you to the center of town, following the sounds and the smells. And here we come to the festival.
Yeah.
So, you see that there are many little tents. There's lots of smells, sounds, singing, music. There's the sound of shouting, probably fighting. And as you can see, you're from the very bottom south. Has that map loaded for you?
It is taken. It is
It's taken its
hard
time?
to map. Like it's
Yeah,
there,
it's a lot. There's a lot to it.
but I can't move it yet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well, the first thing that happens is two guards step forward into the middle of the road, and they cross their spears in an X, like you see in movies all the time. And one of them says, "Halt! Who goes there?" In a very clearly a joking manner. They're not actually threatening you. And Gunnar steps forward and says, "I'm Olaf, and we request entry into the festival." And the guard says, "Oh, that's great, but you know the rules. You got to tell us a joke first." And Gunnar looks to the three of you and says, "Anybody got a joke? I got one if you don't, but they like hearing foreign jokes too."
I've got one.
So Gunnar steps away to the side.
Why did the Mind Flayer pass on eating the brain of the fetchling?
I don't know. Why did the Mind Flayer pass on eating the brain of a fetchling?
Because fetchlings taste like shit. And like,
they think about it and they're like,
yeah, it's don't let them laugh at that. They need
Yeah.
to be like, that doesn't make any sense because we don't know what the fucking context of this. Like, why would?
they're like, I think maybe something's lost in translation, friend. And they don't, leave. They don't uncross their spears. Again, they're not actually threatening you. Like if you wanted to walk
Right,
past,
right,
you
right.
could, but it's a bit that they're doing.
And
But
he
they
and
kinda
and
look
he's
at
like,
Reese and Khan.
no, I mean, because under the ground and with the, because of the.
No, they don't.
They don't know.
They look to the two of you to see. What about you? What's the passcode?
Uh,
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
Ah, ha, ha, ha. They both
But you
laugh
never
heartily.
opened with banana.
Oh, but I've heard it that that's a good one. And at least one of them will
And now,
walk aside.
now Zabid's pissed because he's
No,
like,
the other
my
one,
joke
though,
made
the other one
sense.
agrees.
God damn it.
One of them thought it was funny. The other one agrees. I hadn't heard that joke. No, I agree with this guy. You. And he says, one more chance. And he looks to Yukon. He's pointing his spear at you, but again, not threatening. It's
yeah.
more like this.
Why you?
Why you? You got
Um,
one more chance.
one more chance to be funny. It all rests on me. Oh no.
I always do. Why did the Jeep cross the road? Those are the ones that come to my head, Emily.
Yeah. Thank you for saving me, Logan.
You're welcome.
Playing to the crowd. What is a Viking's favorite kind of music? You're muted.
Muted.
I don't know. What is a Viking's favorite kind of music?
Ragnarok and roll.
And they both start laughing heartily and move aside.
Oh my god.
Thank you. I couldn't think of a joke to save my life.
I'm bad at coming up with jokes on the fly too. That's why I had 3 prepared.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like I don't know. I was trying to make a your mom joke as Khan.
Your mutter. The other 2 I had were what raids, plunders, has fangs, and hates sunlight. A Norse Ferratu.
Okay, that's really good. That's really funny.
And what happened to the reincarnated Viking? He became Bjorn again. Okay, so welcome to the festival.
You menace to society.
I am
Yes.
I am an absolute menace. So the first thing you see as you walk in is there's a ring made of like rope a rope fence surrounded by bales of hay, and in the middle of which are there's a man and a woman, and they appear to be bare knuckle boxing. One of them is the man is very heavily tattooed. I actually have a picture of him. And there are several people sitting on the bales of hay, cheering for them. They're throwing coins, that sort of thing. It's clearly a boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is usually good. There's usually a brawl match going on. You can watch, you can bet, you can even enter. Sometimes there's really nice prizes for this one.
Oh, nice prizes, you say.
Yes, Shane, you missed that. I was saying as you walk in, the first thing you see is this roped off area that has a heavily tattooed man who's bare knuckle boxing with a woman, and there's bales of hay where people are sitting around cheering, making bets, that kind of thing.
Is he every time he gets hit, he's going like, I feel nothing.
Recognize the art, did you?
Yeah, I do.
But do you recognize the name Helm Hammerhand? That's the real nerdy reference.
Okay, well, here's the thing about the name Helm. Elliot plays a character named Helm, and at one point I said, Gunnar, go helm the helm. And Elliot messaged me and said, you really confused me when you used Helm just then. And I was like, haha, that makes sense. So now that you have another man here named Helm, we're just confusing Elliot today. Like that's the
Thanks.
That's the whole goal,
Thanks.
I guess.
It's not hard to do, but like, thank you.
But I do not recognize the that name, no.
Lord of the Rings, Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep. Helm Hammerhand owned Helm's Deep.
Okay, all right.
Like I said, that's the nerdy reference. So, yeah, that's the first thing you see. What do you do? Do you walk past? Do you go in? This is kind of free reign, this whole thing here.
Okay.
There's no order to any of this. So don't feel like you have to do anything in any order.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think Reese is going to want to, because he likes making people be like, who the hell is this guy? He looks like a twig, and then he just beats the shit out of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, Reese just goes over to Gunter, is just like, I think I want to enter that. Think I got a chance?
Oh, I don't know. They seem pretty good. Let's watch the rest of the fight and see how it plays out. And Gunnar and Adelina and Yanka will all take seats. And
I'm gonna kind of venture off. I'll let them watch that.
And Khan, what are you doing?
She's also gonna watch. She's also gonna
Sounds good.
watch.
All right, as these two are
What if there's
beating
blood?
the hell out of each other,
Yeah, what if there's blood?
the woman, she comes in and she sweeps the leg, knocks Helm to the ground, kicks him in the teeth on the side,
Boy.
and then he gets up and holds his fist back. And as he does, you can see a tattoo. One of the runes on his arm begins to glow, and then his fist starts to glow. And as he punches her in the gut, she is knocked back 15 feet and tumbles over the rope right next to Anyanka.
Woof.
And yeah, everyone just starts to cheer. And she gets up and swears, spits on the ground. And then she kind of goes over and he walks over and shakes her hand, gives her a couple of gold, and she walks off.
What, do you pay people to fight you?
Always give back your entrance fee. It's, no sense in causing insult and injury.
What if I
He
just
says
cause
he's cracking his
injury?
knuckles.
Such a
Oh,
loaded statement.
think you could, eh?
I
What if I
think
just
could.
kicked your ass?
And he just like goes over to the bar, hops over.
Wonderful. So I need to remove the icon of this guy.
Yep, make him fighty.
Yep, I have to make him fighty. Where is he? Is that it? There he is. Helm Hammerhand, the rune-clad brawler. Come on, go on the combat tracker. There it is. Make him fighty. Alrighty. So, Reese. I need you to roll an initiative, please.
Woohoo! Fun fighting for fun. Okay. Yeah, whatever. It's average.
39. So, unfortunately, he goes first.
It's okay. I can scope him out.
Yeah, you can scope him out. That's exactly correct. So what do I want him to do? First thing is he's going to stand there and he breathes in slow and takes a fighting stance as he casts Sure Footing at 5th level on himself. So what does that do exactly? It makes it so that if he becomes grabbed or clumsy or paralyzed, he can attempt a counteract check to get out of it. So if you try to grab him, he's basically slippery now, for lack of a better term. It's going to be harder to grab him. And then he will... Let's see, that was 2 actions. Do I have anything else he can do from here? Yes, he's going to throw a rock that he has in his hand directly at you from where he stands.
Okay.
Come on, throw a rock. Oh, I'm on the layers thing. That's why it isn't working. Fantasy Grounds has so much going on. He hits Reese with a rock. Hurrah! So mostly this was to get your attention. He does 30 damage as he smacks a rock right across the bridge of your nose. That brings it to you, Reese.
Well,
What do you do?
see,
And again, the point is to ring out, I should mention.
okay. Well, you know, I'm going to do what Reese does best. He's going to make people not expect something happening. So he uses telekinetic projectile and throws it right back at him.
That's amazing. I've made him your target, so go ahead and roll that.
Thank you, thank you. Let me go to actions and scroll all the way down. And
Ooh, unfortunately, that is a
I'm
critical
gonna do a hero
miss.
point.
You can hero point it. Yep, you just did just get one. That was a regular miss, unfortunately.
At least it wasn't a critical miss.
It was not a critical miss, so you were able to fling the rock back at him, but it arced a little bit too far, so you still have a single action.
Okay, yeah. So I do that, you know, but I think I'm actually gonna do predictable because I've already seen him move. And for those in the audience, I'm gonna pop that cantrip up to let you guys see what it was. I think I put it on screen for 2 seconds earlier.
That's
So for predictable, it's by observing an opponent, you get the sense of their next move and prepare to counter or resist it. Choose one target and attempt a perception check to sense move against the foe's deception DC, or to hard attack the DC of the foe's level, which is higher.
This is a really good dude to use this on because his deception is +3. So his DC is a 13 deception. Right? Is that what you said? It's against his deception?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 is what you need to beat. So go ahead and throw publicly throw your perception check. You need to beat a 13.
Oh, that is... I could do that in my sleep.
This dude has intimidation. He doesn't have deception. This dude's got intimidation out the butt. Natural free for a 29, that's still a critical success.
Yep. So I could sense him. I could read him.
Yeah, so what is it you get from that?
So with that, let me go back to it. Scroll up. That is just a regular success. Or wait. Oh, okay.
No, it was a critical success. Yeah.
It's a critical success. You precisely discern the target's strategy, getting a +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the creature until the start of your next turn, and a +2 circumstance bonus to your next saving throw against the creature before starting your next turn.
Cool. Okay, so if you take a saving throw, you get bonuses?
Yeah.
Great, because that's going to happen right now, because it comes back to his turn, and he's going to rush forward right next to you, and he's going to cast the Gale Blast cantrip. So give yourself a 2 in your give yourself a 2 in your modifier.
Okay.
In the bottom left of your screen.
Yep.
Tell me when that's set.
It's set.
All right, so here's your fort save. Critical success, no damage, no movement, as he runs forward and a burst of air blasts out of his hands as a rune on his palms glows. You see it right as it's coming because of predictable, and you sort of lean into the wind and it just around you. No damage, no movement, nothing. That's his whole turn because it was 1 to move, 2 to cast. You're up.
All right, so I'm gonna use Hunt Prey.
Okay,
And make
one
him
action.
my use the Hunter's Edge position.
Great, I'll give him okay, you gave him that, and
then
there. Yep, there you go.
Okay. So that is 1, and then I'm gonna do the Wog.
Okay.
Because of course.
Of course. And what are you doing? Are you gonna grapple him? Are you gonna push him?
Because
again, the point is not to get him to 0 hit points. The point is to ring out him.
No, I know. I think what I'm going to do is I want to warp step right behind him.
Ooh, nice.
Wait,
Right.
wait, those are that's two movements. Fuck. Okay, then I
Warp
can't
step
warp
is
step.
2, yes.
Okay, so maybe another time. So I think what I want to do is just kind of like, hmm. I mean, of course, I don't want to make him bleed, so
Someone in the audience is like, "Give him the chair!
you're
Give him the
right.
chair!"
And
I
from out of nowhere, Khan with a steel chair!
every time. I think though that I think he'll try to grapple him and like toss him over.
Alright, great. So throw me an athletics check publicly with a
Yep.
+2 because of your predictable, and you're looking against his fortitude DC of 43. So he's pretty good at this.
Athletics, you said?
Yep, you're looking for 43 +2. Ooh, that's not going to
Oh,
do it.
yeah,
So
no.
you try to grab this guy, and he just kind of
So good.
flexes out of it, and you get no purchase on his muscles. So
Ugh.
that's 2 actions. You still have 1 left. Oh wait, no, you have your wog. So I rolled
Yeah,
again.
I'm gonna try
Yeah,
that again. Yeah.
roll that one again for the same action. I'll count that. Still with a +2.
Okay, so athletics.
Yep. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
42. That yeah. Oh, it's 43. Do
No.
you have any way to get a +1?
Um.
Like, Khan, can you cheer for her or for him?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Khan, roll me how what like diplomacy publicly and
You
try to
got
get
it.
if you can get a 20, Reese, you can have a +1.
Oh, easy. I've got a +19 in diplomacy.
There you go. That well, it was you rolled it in the tower, but it was a
Oh,
23, just enough for a 1. So Reese,
Perfect.
you have him grappled for 43.
Perfect. I am grappling this man.
All right, so you have him grabbed. Let me put that effect on him. You have one more action left.
I think I'm gonna, while I have him grabbed, I'm gonna like flip him over
Oops.
and throw him
Uh-huh.
try to throw him out of the ring because we are
All
close to
right.
it.
You are right there. So that's going to be another athletics check. It's going to be not uh oops, you are not grabbed. He's grabbed. So yeah, roll another athletics check with a +2.
Oh my God! No, that was a cog 19.
You know what? Let's see who's watching. Adelina's going out of her mind at this, so she's going to give you her hero point.
Ew.
Let me see. Where's Adelina?
Right
Because you can roll
next.
better than that. Yep, there she is.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That was so rude. That was awful.
You got this, dummy! Don't let me down! Oh,
I'm gonna let you down. And he like
You're making us
drops
look
him.
bad.
He like goes
So,
to lift him up, and he just like drops him on his head. It's like
yeah, I'm gonna say that you fall prone. You still have him grabbed, so you won't have dropped that, but you're prone now. Oh, good try.
your
Now it's
finger
my
on the
turn.
hook.
I'm not grabbed with you. You're grabbed with me.
Oh
He's
God.
going to try something here. Ooh, I know. He's gonna cast Gecko Grip on himself,
cool.
and he's
Gecko
going.
grip.
It's cool. It's a second level spell. It's in the elemental thing, I think, the new book, and then
More like get a grip, am I right?
which it gives. Yeah, right. It gives him a climb speed, and with you grabbing onto him, he's going to climb across the ground to the ropes over here. But that's all he can do is to get you over here because he had to cast the spell. But so that brings it back to you, Reese. You are now right next to the rope out, and you're grabbing onto him, and you're prone.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm looking at all of the things that he has.
Freedom.
Oh God. Um.
I gave this guy a weird set of spells.
Yeah, you really did.
uh, I was really hoping you would start out kicking his ass so I could use the really nasty one, but I have he has no reason to use it
Yeah.
yet.
Oh my God. Don't rub salt into the wounds
Yeah,
here.
right though. I think
He had another stratagem, but you just haven't demonstrated
need
that
it.
he needs to use
It
it.
just doesn't need it. It's
okay,
fine.
so I think what I'm gonna do this time then
You
is
could get him.
use warp step
There you go.
to get right behind him. I'm no longer
Perfect.
prone. I pop myself
That is-
back up.
Yep, let me
And-
take prone off of you.
Then I'm just gonna try to push him out of the ring.
Perfect. He is now prone, so let me give him that. So give me athletics checks versus his reflex, I guess. So his reflex is not as good. So you're looking for a 36 now athletics
Okay,
at a
that
plus
might be
2.
easier.
It's much, much easier, yes. 37! You are able to push him 5 feet under the ropes, and he hits the hay bale that Adelina is sitting on. She has to actually kind of splay her legs a little wide as he right in between her, and she goes, "Yeah, damn ya, good job, Reese!" And she starts smacking this guy on the head. Well, you definitely got me there. Good one. And he stands up and reaches to shake your hand over the rope.
That was a very fun fight. And he just like pops back up.
That's great. Here, you deserve this. And he undoes his armbands, the leather bracers that he's got on. And I'm going to drop these in your inventory.
Ooh.
He gives you the armbands of athleticism.
Ooh.
Bam. Which what these do is when they invested, skilled all work has imprinted images of muscled weightlifters into these tiered leather bands, which grant you enhanced stamina and skill when performing athletic exercises. While fastened to your upper arms, the armbands give you +2 item bonus to athletics checks. All of them. In addition, whenever you use an action to climb or swim and you succeed at the athletics check, add a +5-foot item bonus to the distance you move.
Hell
So
yeah.
it makes you a better swimmer and a better climber and a better everything at athletics.
Hell yeah.
So let me give you that athletics item bonus of 2. So you, Reese, now have a +25 to athletics.
Oh, that's disgusting. I love it.
Yep. Well, good job there, Reese. Yeah, that's a nice prize right there. There's always something good if you can beat the Rune Brawler.
Oh yeah.
And I will take
He's a slippery guy. Like
the...
he was not easy. In
No,
Reese
it
is
didn't
saying
look it.
that out loud.
It didn't look it. You did a great job there. And I'll tell you the one spell I really wanted to use is a 6th level Feet to Fins. Which literally turns your feet into fins, so you would have to like flop around.
That would have been awful.
It
Thank
would
you
have
for
been
not.
hysterical. So
He already embarrassed himself enough.
Both of these things can be true.
they can both be
That is
true.
also
So you have beaten Helmhammerhand. You have gotten the prize. If you need healing, you can have it. but
Okay, cool.
I'll just heal your damage. It's not necessary. So what do you do? What are we all doing? Cut over to Zavid, I suppose. You were not even involved in that. Con, you helped out somewhat. So what's Zavid up to?
I guess I kind of
Let's say Anyanko
venture over
went with you.
here. I see that there's. By the way, does Anyanko have like a disguise self spell up?
She does. Yeah, like she looks like a normal person.
She looks
Human.
like herself when she was a dwarf.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she looks like a dwarf. She is orange of hair. They're in 2 braids that go down her sides.
At first, I don't recognize her. I'm like, kind of looking around, and then I do like a double take at a because I think like someone is wearing Anyanka's outfit, and then I'm like, oh, you used a glamour to make yourself.
yeah. Oh, I used the humanoid form spell. This is kind of how I looked back before everything happened. What you think?
And she kind of does a little twirl.
Aw.
I think you look fantastic. I'm actually glad that you took my ooze comment seriously because it
I
would have
love
been a
it.
shame to lose what you had.
You know, you're right. I actually have gotten really used to the ooze form. The bones were lightweight, but I always wanted to lose weight, but that was a little too bit ridiculous. I do like the ooze form. Gives me some shit.
And she kind of touches her curves, not in like a
Yeah, I
seductive
know,
way.
I know what you mean, but I just imagine we're having this conversation like, oh yeah, the ooze form in the bones, and like a passersby is just like, the fuck, like just
What the
hearing
hell?
talk about this weird shit. Um, I'm like, well, it looks like they've got some games, but
Oh, hey. These look interesting. What you
let's
got
see.
here?
Follow
And
the
there are
card.
3 of them. So follow the card. This one is very simple. It's essentially a 3-card Monty. You're going to be a very good one to do this because I think you have high wisdom and high perception. So essentially, you see this guy with a deck of cards in front of him, and he says, "Oh, hello there. You want 3 gold to enter, or a story to enter, and if you win, you get some gold,
I
or
think, can I
if you get
watch
a fish,
this?
you get a fried fish."
Oh,
That's because the cart to the left there, that big bucket. There's a bunch of smoked fish, like whole
I can
cod.
smell it, and I'm like, okay, let me watch this person do the game first.
Okay, you got it, stranger. And this person walks up and says, Uh, let me think. Oh, I know. 2 weeks ago, I went out a fishing and I fought it for 7 hours and pulled it up. And just as I was getting that thing into the boat, it slapped me in the face and got off my line, pulled me around for an hour before I finally fell in the water. And the guy with the cards, oh, what a good one. You're a funny man. And starts to shuffle the cards and throws out a few in front of him, 3 of them, in fact, and starts spinning them around on the deck, or on the table in front of him. And he stops and says, "Where's the lady? Find the lady, win the fish." And the man says,
Can I see if I can spot it,
yes,
even though
you
as an
absolutely
observer?
can. Give me a perception check in the tower.
Okay, let's see. Oops, there's a lot of maps open. I gotta
Uh-huh,
close this
uh-huh.
out. Perception check in the tower. Good boy.
And okay. Uh, you can see you didn't really catch the beginning because you didn't understand what was going on. As he's doing it, you get it, but because you
Mhm.
didn't get what was going on at the beginning, you didn't see where it went. You rolled really low. But eventually, the new guy says, "I think it's the one in the center. Yeah, the lady's in the middle." Flips it over, and it's an ace, like an ace of spades. Oh no, good try though. Thanks for the story. And the guy walks. Oh darn, maybe next time. And good luck to you, friend. He walks off.
I I'll step forward and I'll say, I think I understand how this works. Let me try.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, you need the story too, don't you?
That's the enter fee, yes.
The entry fee is a story. I start to think really hard, and I'm like, once upon a time. Does it have to be a personal story, or can it just
No,
be once
just a
upon a
good story.
time? There was a man who lived in a dark, shadowy place, raised by undead. And this man did not know that there was a world outside of this shadowy place. He never saw the sun. He never felt green grass. All he knew was decay and death. But one day, somebody broke into his little world and told him of what lay outside. Now, he knew it was dangerous to go against what he was raised in. He could get killed or worse. And there was a worse fate that could await him. But what he had heard had inflamed his imagination. So he decided to take a chance. And years worked and worked under cover, behind the scenes, to try to achieve his freedom. Finally, the day came. But it seemed that these terrible, shadowy creatures that had ensnared him had learned of his plot, and they took his friend. And they killed her. The man ran as far as his legs could carry him until he finally, after years, found an opening that led to the world of that we see here, the world of light and the sunlight. Such a man exists, for the story that you have heard is true. And such a man one day must return to the shadows to right that which was wrong and avenge his friend.
Yep, you muted.
Yeah, I was muted. Sorry, I was really enjoying that, so I wanted to mute myself. So after a second, he kind of shakes himself too and says, well, that was a really good one. And in fact, I'm gonna give him a -2 to his deception check on his game because he's distracted by your good story.
Ooh.
So I'm going to reduce that. So I'm rolling a secret deception check. I want you to roll a secret perception check. So he says, so all you need to, that was a great one. So all you need to do is, and he flips over 3 cards. So you can see there's like a 2, a 7, and a queen. He says, just follow the lady. And he flips them back over and starts to spin 'em around, spin 'em around, spin 'em around. And you can see, because he got this, with your roll versus his, like the difference is staggering. You really, really beat him. You can see that he takes one of the cards
And
and
sleight of
puts
hands it under
sleight
his
of hands
wrist.
it into his wrist and pulls another one out. You see it.
Mm-hmm. Then he displays,
And displays the
like,
cards. Yes, they're down. They're all face down.
yeah, face down.
One. Yeah, but you know that there's no queen.
yeah, and I say, did you mean to do that?
What do you mean? I shuffled the cards around. You got to find the lady.
Yes, but and then I in a very smooth, non-threatening motion, but very quickly, I'm gonna pluck it out of his sleeve and be like, "You seem to have misplaced her."
Oh, you're right. You win. Good job. You can have 3
Can I make a
fish.
perception to see if I know that he was cheating me?
Oh, you know he was cheating for sure.
Okay, I was
Here,
like,
look.
oh, this was
Here's
an
his
innocent
roll.
mistake.
He rolled a 19. You rolled a 38.
Oh, okay.
You really saw him.
I looked to Anyanka and then back to him, and I'm like, for smoked fish, you're willing to do this?
It's just, we give them out at the end of the day anyway. It's just good fun. You can have 3.
Oh, well, thank you. Do you want one, Anyanka?
Oh, that sounds lovely.
I give her a smoked fish, and I say, listen, I don't care that you cheated, because I have friends who would do the same thing, and I would be a hypocrite to judge you for something that I would approve of them doing. But I think if you're going to practice these skills, you should have more at stake, more on the line, something that makes sense to cheat for. Cheating for smoked fish just feels like a waste of talent.
I think maybe you're right. I think I'll stop that for the rest of the day. It just gets a little boring, Got to spice it up some.
Just kind of nod. I'd be like, the fish tastes great, by the way. And then
Thank you. My wife caught them this morning. Or my wife smoked them this morning.
and I'm like already walking away, like, hand up, thank you. And we can cut to somebody else for a moment if you want.
Yeah.
Con, you
Con
should go
and
do something.
yeah, Con. What are you up to? Who are you teaming up with, if anybody?
I really want to do the pie eating contest.
Yes.
Because I just had like 3 donuts
Uh huh.
while I was watching Elliot.
I
Um,
saw that. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
donuts.
I was hungry.
I get it.
Who are you taking
Girl
with
dinner.
This is rat dinner.
Rat dinner.
I think Gunner's going to accompany you to the pie
Yeah.
eating contest.
Yeah. Con remembers oh gosh, what was the name of the challenge we did where we had
The
to eat
Orc
like
Challenge.
the Orc Challenge.
2 pounds of bacon, 2
Yep.
pound each, 2 pounds of hot sauce
Oh my god.
in a bacon weave.
Yeah.
That's right. So, yeah, this sounds great. The pie eating contest is, well, I mean, the first part's usually good. At the end is not so pleasant. But yeah, let's see what they got this year. And you walk up, you see several people at different tables. They're not swiftly eating it, but you can tell they're, the further to the right on the map they are, the more miserable they look. The further to the left they are, the more happy. Pie. But you can see that there are 2 people jovially laughing, both red-headed people. They seem to be the ones who've created the pie, standing over at the corner. They wave you down. Oh, hello, welcome to the pie eating contest. Come on, come forward, come in. My name is Helga, and this is my husband Wilhelm, Verlinde. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you seem to be first-timers to the festival. I don't recognize you.
Yes, this is our first time coming here.
Oh, well,
I would like
welcome.
to participate in your contest. Me and my friend Golov here would like to participate.
Oh, welcome, Golaf. It's good to meet you. I couldn't pass up the Gwanda reference. So, you and Gunnar both take a seat at this leftmost table, and they say to you, well, the rules are pretty simple. You just have to eat a piece of each pie from left to right. So when you finish one piece, just move on to the next.
One Piece?
One
One
Piece?
piece. You have to eat the one piece.
Oh my god.
I can never hear the term One Piece and not think of One
One
Piece.
Piece?
Like,
Elliot's wearing a one piece shirt right now.
yeah, like it is literally that automatic. One Piece. Like,
Yep.
I can't operate.
So, this first pie here, this is made, it's a cherished jubilee from the coast. We call it Karsbar Jubileum. So go ahead and dig in with a fortitude saving throw of 30, Con.
And
You got it.
Reese is gonna wander over to watch them.
Sure. Are you entering or are you just watching?
No, I'm just watching. I'm not
Cool.
eating. I just fought.
Sure. So yeah, DC 30, Con.
Oh,
Oh, 39, and Gunnar gets a critical at a 45. So absolutely no problem. This pie is great.
It's simple.
Great. It's
Yeah.
simple. It's sour. It's sweet. The crust is flaky. It's just no notes. You know, cherries jubilee, perfect. This was quite just perfect. You know, great way to start off. You know, just absolutely wonderful. Let's see what the rest of it is. So you
Yeah,
move
let's
over
go.
to the second one down at the bottom there.
oh, down at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, down at the bottom. They kind of go in a W shape.
Oh, gotcha. I see.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. The round number 2, I guess. So the next one up is we've got the Blah Baron Page, the high peak blueberry pie. We pick the berries from at the top, at the highest top puts the peaks that makes them real sweet. So this one's less tart than the cherries. Oh, sounds splendid. So go ahead and roll me another fortitude save, DC 33.
33.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
No, that won't do. That
Go
won't
to-
do. That
Gunnar
won't do.
hit it
And,
dead on.
Can
Nah,
Reese
fam.
cheer on?
Yeah, you could cheer to give a +1. Say performance publicly. Gunnar hits the save dead on, so I'm not going to have him use a hero point or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is enough to aid Con, so you can take a +1.
All right,
So Reese,
sweet.
are you cheering?
Yeah. Come on, Con, you got this. It's just your second pie.
Mm,
Oh, much
That's
better.
better,
39.
that's better.
Yes. You're with Reese. You're like, yeah, you're right. And you like because you started slowing down for the pie, and then Reese cheered you on it. You're right.
Yeah.
And you managed to finish the rest of it. Oh, that was much more filling than it looked. This pie is pretty heavy. Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Move-
I don't
move
know how they
onwards.
did it.
We pack a lot of berries into the compote. So moving on to challenge number 3, we've got the small page. It's an apple crumble pie from the hot spring-fed orchards up in the valley. So this is a nice and crumbly one. You might need a drink of water with it. So give me a DC 35 fortitude save, please.
35. I need a 10 or better.
Yep. Gunnar hit it with a 37. Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
So, Con, I will be giving you a +2 to your next one in the next round for
Sweet.
your nat 20. So this one goes down easy. Maybe
Yeah.
do you like apple crumble? Like, is that maybe why?
I'm deciding it's canon. Apple
Yeah.
crumble is Khan's favorite pie.
So it's no problem. You just
Yeah.
devour this one. Oh, slow down. Save some for the next 2 rounds. Jeez.
I
Oh,
can't,
boy.
I can't help it.
It's
Go
good
off.
dog. Oh, it's good dog. Let's go. And so you move on. And they say, oh, getting close there. Got to the round number 4. Oh, this one's a mouthful, both in the speech and in the eating. This is the Vasterbotn Nostapaja, the aged cheese pie. This one's a little hard to eat if you're not raised with the cheese. It's pretty stinky. And as you sit at the table, you can smell the pie from 2 or 3 feet away. So I need you to roll me a DC 40 Fortitude save. And
Oh my
again, at
god.
this point, you can get help from in
Oh
whatever way
yeah,
you feel.
Reese is here for whatever you need.
Yeah,
God.
Reese.
You could do another performance if you want.
Yeah, Con just like looks to you with like a little bit of pleading in her eyes.
That's enough. So take a +1, Con. You need a
Yeah,
40.
with plus
So-
3 total.
Reese will be like, the cheese may stink, but you have heard.
Gunnar hit it just bang on 40.
Ooh.
Yes, Con.
Like, the cheese may stink, but you've smelt Savid's farts. Those are way worse.
It's true.
Why you gotta call Zavid out like that?
Because there's a good comparison there.
From across the fair, he sneezes.
Absolutely. I think because both of you just hit the DC bang on, it was just a, hold your nose and just get it down. Just. And it's gross. Even as a rat folk, this cheese pie is not pleasant. It's old tasting and gross.
Ugh.
Oh, good job to the newcomers who are loving that cheese pie.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
I'm actually snacking on cheese
nice.
right now. Oops.
And then we got the very last one. Oh, this one is definitely not for, the weak-stomached. We got the Surabarkjalo Lutefisk That's
Bless you.
the sour boysenberry and lutefisk pie. Do you know what lutefisk is, there, little one? Looking at Yukon.
No, I don't. Please, please explain to me.
You know it might be better if you don't know till after you eat it.
Okay, then don't tell me. Okay.
So, last try. You need a 43 fortitude save. And we'll
43.
say, Zavid, you could even wander by if you wanted to give her guidance. Khan might need it.
Sure. I'm eating my roast fish, and I see Khan is struggling here at the pie eating contest. Where is that at? Oh, there it is.
To the bottom right, southeast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Oh,
just.
that's enough for 2, Reese. You critical.
Good.
Yo.
Good.
Oh, hey there, Zavid. You're just in time for the last round.
And Reese just goes, you might be eating mystery meat right now, but at least you're not eating mystery feet.
Oh no, Gunnar rolled in that one.
You say mystery feet.
And
Like,
Gunnar starts to throw up at that.
yeah.
That's what rolled in that one. I'm not hero pointing it. It's canon.
Yeah.
Gunnar critically failed. He's out.
Oh, yeah.
He can't.
He's not a feet guy, which is
Not a
probably
Feed
for the
guy.
best.
Yeah. Con, you get a +2 from Reese, 1 from guidance. Is there any other way you can increase this?
Um.
Do you have any abilities you haven't used
Like a
in a while?
potion or an ability or an item?
I
A
am
card, even?
a card. I'm looking through my inventory. I don't think she has a stomach of steel potion. She could just take an acid flask and like dissolve the pie and like, oh, it's gone. Nah,
Everyone's pretty
Nah.
much eyes are on you at this point.
exactly. She
Yeah,
can't get away
You
with
couldn't
that.
get away with that.
Oh,
Even
but
with a
Reese
blessing of
could.
Lao Shupo, she couldn't get away with that.
Reese could.
Although the Lao Shu Po card, I would give you a +10 to your saving throw.
For a pie
Can't
eating
spend the Lao
contest?
Shupo card on a pie.
I'll
I
tell you, there is a prize. It's not impressive. It's not a magic item, but
I
there is a
think
prize.
what Reese is gonna do is he's gonna go actually I'm gonna turn the regular view on. He's gonna go over to like to Khan. He knows Khan has those potions, so he's gonna like sleight of hand the acid potion and like put it up her sleeve and be like, bring it in as like a hug, like, you got this. And he like somehow like shimmies up that potion into her little rat hands.
To like kind of melt it as you're eating
Yeah.
it, sort of.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So Con, roll me a stealth in the tower. Or thievery, actually. Do
Yeah.
thievery. That makes sense for thievery.
Yeah, and I was looking through my inventory. I don't think there's anything that can
Okay.
help. I could poison the pie, but that would only really hurt me.
Yeah, yeah. I love how
Ah.
intense this moment feels.
Yeah. Okay,
Poison
thievery,
your
public
own
or tower?
pie.
Do you need me to
Private,
roll a
please, in the
stealth
tower.
or something?
Yeah, you roll a stealth, Reese in the tower, and Con. Okay.
Con, you could poison the pie and then accuse the contest people of poisoning you to get yourself out of having to fail this.
All right.
That'd be very evil, but you
It
could
would
do
be.
that.
So, Reese, you do manage to very sneakily sneak this thing into Con's paw as you go in for the reassuring hug. And Con, because you rolled a 50, I'm going to give you an additional +2. So you can have 2 from Reese's performance, 1 from guidance, 2 from the acid melting away the pie. So +5, you're looking for a 43 fortitude save.
43. Oh my god.
+5 all day.
+5 all day. 13 or better. Let's
13.
go.
Come on. That's not undoable. Oh!
You know what? I think it's too funny. I think just
That's
like good on her.
hilarious.
She takes the L.
So you manage to get it all down, and you think you've won, and you go for the I did it! Yeah! Ugh. And the contest owners laugh and laugh. Everyone around laughs. Gunnar slaps you on the back, and they say, "Well, you know, your rules are rules. You got it all down. Here's your prize." And they unfurl a T-shirt with a picture of the 5 slices of pie on it that says "Jag kan inte fatta att jag åt upp hela," which translates to "I can't believe I ate the whole thing."
Oh my god.
There's your prize, Con. I'll drop that in your inventory.
Yeah.
There needs to be a Polaroid taken of just a weary Con, just like with like all of us behind her, like yeah.
That's the next drawing.
I was
There
just
you
gonna
go.
say I need art of that now.
Yeah.
So there you go, Con. Since you did get it down and you got that 50, we'll see.
Gunnar's just in the background, passed out,
Yep,
just
Yeah.
passed out on the floor.
unconscious.
And like Reese and Zavita are like high-fiving.
Mm-hmm. So where to now? That seemed kind of fun. Oh yeah, because Anyanka would be with Zavid at this point, and I think everyone is probably together
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, everyone's circled around, Con,
The
who is
winner.
Arm
Con and
wrestling.
Gunnar, who are lying on the ground, just kind of miserably moaning.
I'm just like, Con, you're my hero.
Yeah.
It is.
Reese goes right over to the arm wrestling.
Yes. Okay, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, give me just a second.
Want to do an intermission?
Yes, an intermission will be fantastic right here. This is a perfect time, so I hope everyone will join us in about 10 or 15 minutes. We just finished up the pie eating contest. We'll come back to the arm wrestling contest in just a couple of minutes. See you then. Bye. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse. When we left off, Lux Et Umbra was in the land of Skjoldmur in the far north at the Saga Festival, a fun little fest in the winter snow, all dedicated to storytelling of all types. Khan just basically won the pie eating contest, though she did throw up violently. Zavid won a couple of fish by noticing that there was a card monger who was cheating. But Reese had noticed, and also Reese had won a bare knuckle boxing fight match and was just looking into the arm wrestling competition. That's where we come in.
Got my warm
Over,
up.
yes, over in the eastern section of the festival, you see that several people are sitting on little wooden barrels. Give me perception checks in the tower, all three of you.
Okay.
Perception check in the tower. Now I talk like this, and I can't stop myself.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Gotta make that
Con.
booty drop.
Yeah, Reese and Zavid, you're focused on eating your fish. Reese, you're kind of focused on getting yourself over to the
Reese
stage.
is eating my fish. What are you doing?
Reese is watching the current match that's going on up on the stage, the arm wrestlers. But Con, you notice something weird. Almost everyone in the audience is holding some kind of a fruit or a vegetable. There's a lot of tomatoes. And you also notice that there are bowls of produce up at the front, lining the front of the stage there. You can see it on the map. Tomatoes and grapes and just fruit, peaches.
She'll to kind of fit in with everyone else. She'll go up and she'll grab a tomato. And weakly, maybe she'll lean over to someone and be like, why do we need this?
Well, first let me give you an item, random fruit and vegetables in your inventory since you
Okay.
picked one up. Come on, drop in. Go, there we go. And if you look on your actions tab, did that show up? No, it didn't. But you said you asked someone about it?
Yes.
Oh, well, after the arm wrestling match, we're gonna have a jester come out, and it's always good fun. If they've got good jokes, you can throw some gold at them. If they got the bad ones, you can throw the bounty of the harvest.
Gotcha. Well, I'm excited to meet this jester.
And there we go. If you look on your actions tab, I have given you random fruit and vegetables as a thrown weapon. But let me make sure that you are proficient.
Ooh. Whomst is this going to be?
There we go. You're now proficient in thrown weapons for random fruit and vegetable con.
All right.
So do you take a seat or anything?
Yeah. She doesn't want to participate in the arm wrestling, so she'll just try to recover.
Zavid, do you grab any fruit and veg or nah?
I don't think Zavid understands the concept of throwing food at people who are bombing, or if you he's definitely the kind of person, if he was up on stage and people were throwing food at him, he would just be like, I don't want your fruit. He wouldn't understand why they were doing it. So I think he's just gonna watch.
Okay. Gunnar definitely grabs a big fatty tomato. I think I moved you, Con. Sorry, there you can be wherever you want. So, Reese, you can go on up to the arm wrestling competition, and just as these two finish up, some gold is passed around, and you sit up, and one of them puts his arm up and says, "Oh, welcome, newcomer. Let's see what you got."
Do my
So
best.
I need a athletics check at DC 35.
I think I'll be okay.
Publicly. Whew, that is a failure. So first round, your arm is a little sore from that fight you had.
Yeah.
You get goosh right on the table. Oh, good start. Let's see what else you got. So roll again. Again, 35.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, much better. Yeah, you push him down, working through the pain in your shoulder and knock his hand down. Oh, good try. Okay. It's 2 out of 3. So, one more time. Let's see if you can beat his 35. Oh, he rolled bad.
Oh, I rolled
Oh,
good.
yeah, you critted hard against him. He rolled a 24 against your 41. So, the last round, you're starting to feel a little better, and you put his hand down. Ah! Everyone is excited for the elf to have won. And oh, good job! And he walks off the stage. And as you walk off the stage, you're noticing that everyone in the audience is holding like tomatoes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that there's bowls of them. Do you grab any or not? Do you pass them by?
You know what? I probably would have grabbed like one.
Okay.
Because
So
everybody has one. Don't want to be too weird.
True. So
Don't want to be
inventory.
left out.
Don't want to be left out, of course not. So I have given you random fruit and vegetables, Reese.
Awesome.
Inventory. Now I need to equip it. So now if you look on your actions tab, you should have random fruit and vegetables. Now I need to make you proficient really fast. There you go. So you should see the plus 26 on your random fruit and vegetables there.
Why do I have one that's plus 27? One of
that's your
them's
unarmed.
Oh, okay.
It's not, the fruit is not magical.
Okay. I was just like, that's weird.
The fruit is not magical. So you can head back to here-ish. And a few minutes later, you see a man come out from the side. He's dressed in a cowl of blue and white with a black robe. And on his hand... Huh?
Batman?
No. On his hand, he has a puppet.
You... Oh my god.
He walks out to the front, and let me see, I can make him visible on the map now. There we go. He is now at the front of the stage. And he is holding a puppet made of wood that has a helmet with horns on it, and it has long red hair, and his arms are sticking out from under a cloak. And
This
everyone
is
in the
what
chat-
happens when we give you 3 weeks.
This is what happens when you give me 3 weeks. This is what happens, you guys. You have no one to blame but yourselves. I had 3 weeks of nothing to do.
You bastard.
This is why I gave you fruit and vegetables. I told you I was going to give you a way to vent your frustrations, did I not?
Oh my god.
You
So,
madman.
Go on.
everyone in the crowd begins to cheer somewhat, but some of them begin to start, chucking their tomatoes up and down in anticipation. Some are almost licking their lips, ready for it. And the man walks up, and all I gotta say is, just let me cook. That's all I gotta say.
Huh?
He walks up and he says, "Hi, I'm Edgar Bergen, and I'm Sven Triloquist. Hey, Edgar, would you like to tell some jokes?" "Would I? As a matter of fact, it is. It's also a wood nose and a wood mouth. Ha 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 ha! You may throw your tomatoes when ready."
That actually made me go, ha. Like I kind of,
I worked on this material for 3 weeks.
I lean over. I'm like,
He's pretty good. How is he making that thing talk without moving his mouth?
No, I want you to know it's very obvious that his lips are moving. I want to point that out right now.
okay. Still,
No,
I mean,
it's very
how-
clear. No rolls
Let
necessary.
me
You can
ask
see it.
this then, because I mean, Jim Henson wasn't as good of a ventriloquist as he was just making Kermit come alive. And like
Mhm.
when he went on shows, people talked to Kermit like Kermit was. Even Ed Sullivan's like, I'm talking to the puppet like he's real.
No, he's bad. Like, he's nervous and the
Okay.
puppet's voice sucks.
Ooh, he's
Like-
nervous.
But the puppet is not nervous. He's nervous.
Is he?
But he still
putting on an
sucks.
act?
Give me a perception check in the tower. That's a great
Okay,
question.
I will, and I think I have a spell I want to use. Hold on
Sure.
a sec.
Yeah, if you've got a spell, go for it. That's great. I love
Yeah,
it.
I like the patience you're having with this jester. Meanwhile, I am like
Mm.
foaming at the mouth, ready to kill. this
Zavid,
man.
you rolled a 40, so you can tell it's an act.
He's acting like
He's acting.
okay, but still,
He's acting nervous, yes.
I have something.
What do you
You
have?
continue your act. Continue your act. I'll
Okay,
tell you what I'm.
So,
in a second.
Con and Reese bombs away.
Not
He's
yet.
right there
not
on the-
yet.
Not yet. Not yet. He
You
has to
don't throw in
really.
yet?
He has to really bomb.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, so I have to scroll down a little bit.
Uh-huh.
There we go. I just rode in from the mainland, and boy, are my oars tired. Okay, time out. Let's stop this before someone gets hurt. Kid, you are the worst. Even I can see your lips moving. So I mean, come on, Sven. You're spoiling my act here. I worked on these jokes for weeks. You call this jokes? My underwear is made from better material than that. And they're edible, ladies.
Okay,
That-
bombs away.
Yep, bombs away.
I am going to cast Sanctuary on him.
What's that do?
So you ward a creature with protective energy that deters attacks. Creatures attempting to attack the target must attempt a will save each time if the target uses a hostile action to spawns. So he's not using any hostile actions, even if you consider his stand-up hostile. It's not. So you all have to make a will save against
So
my
funny.
fucking DC, which
Oh
is
my
very
God.
high.
Funny.
So good luck.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
so roll DC will saves you two. DC of I think it's 37, but I'm gonna double check. Oh no way either of you make it. 37 is the DC.
Yes.
Con critically fails actually.
So here's all right. So it
Reese
says
is just unable to. Yeah. What's it say?
critical failure. The creature wastes the action, and you can't attempt to attack the target for the rest of the duration, which is 1 minute. So for the next minute, you cannot throw any fruit at him.
You know what? I'm gonna roll a group check in the audience. I'm gonna give them plus 15 because they're not heroes. They need a 37. They need a nat 20. They rolled a 7, 22. No one in the audience can throw their tomatoes. They're fuming. Everyone's turning red in the face.
I'm holding in laughter as Zafid's like, yes.
Everyone in the audience is absolutely shaking. Okay, so hey, this isn't funny. That's just rude. You're making me look bad. Yeah, you don't need any help with that. I don't need you, you know. I can be funny without the puppet. You aren't funny with a puppet. Can you please not talk while I'm talking? Don't worry, you aren't that good. So you can,
Zafid is actually laughing, but not at the jokes. He's laughing at how hard everyone's struggling to
give
throw
another
their
will
stuff.
save, you guys. I'm gonna say this is another pause in it, so you can roll your will saves again. You
Not
need a
me.
37.
Not me. I'm out.
Oh yeah,
I
not
can't.
Con. You're out. You're out.
Kill Elliot. Kill.
Come on, Elliot. Oh, Elliot, yeah. Reese, you break through. So you let that tomato fly. So
Free
go ahead and roll.
thrown.
Just drop it right on him.
Which way drop on him?
The ranged one. The highest number, it's
The
a
ranged
20
one?
something.
Okay, yeah.
26. Yeah, drop that on him.
I yell, hit the deck! I want to give him some advantage of some kind.
Oh, you got him! You hit him! Yes! So it doesn't matter, but if you want to, you can drop the 2d4 plus 5 bludgeoning. The number doesn't matter, but
Oh,
you're
I do,
welcome
just
to
because I
do
think
it
it's
if you want
funny.
to see the number.
This
Oh,
is
you
the
have
kind
a
of
wog.
PvP I like.
Yeah.
This is good PvP.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If you'd like, you can throw 2 at once since you have your wog power.
Yes!
So hurl a second one at your 26. See if you hit. Second one. He
I tried
ducks
to
out
go
of the
for
way.
the puppet.
Yeah, okay, but the puppet, he dodges out of the way. Nice try. You couldn't hit the broadside of a longhouse. Well, Sven, our time is about up. Thank Odin. Hey there, darling. Are you one of his exes? 'Cause you look like you love dummies. Sven,
I
apologize
released
to
the spell
lady.
so that a
Yes.
flood just comes at him at the all at once.
Blood of tomatoes. Splap, 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 splap. And Khan, you can even throw one as well if you want to throw one at him.
You're the last throw, though, I think. You're like the
Yep.
final blow.
I have another spell that would have been good called Calm. Suppress strong emotions and hostility.
So if you don't have to, but you're welcome to roll damage if you want. It's irrelevant.
Nah. Sending
Okay.
a message is enough.
So
This is so
you
fun.
smack the helmet right off of Sven Triloquist.
My
Oh,
God.
I think you need to apologize to the lady, Sven. No. Well, then I'll do it for you. Sven says he's very sorry. Stop putting words in our mouth. Ah! And they walk off the stage, fighting and arguing amongst each other.
I stand up, standing ovation.
Thank you for putting up with that.
That
You
was ridiculous.
Silly goose. You bastard.
I can't believe you've done this, but I also can believe you have done this. The audacity that I'm like, okay, he's gonna make something so he can tell bad jokes. Great. I knew that's what was coming when you were saying, I'm gonna make you guys hate me off camera. I'm like, great, awesome. Did not expect the sock puppet.
Well, here's the thing. When I was a little kid, I went to this weird hippie liberal private school that was very focused on self-directed learning, and they really liked when kids would come up with a weird skill and just learn it during school. And I did ventriloquism several times, so I'm just reaching back to a childhood thing I learned as a kid. And the dude's name, Edgar Bergen, is actually a very, very famous ventriloquist from the 1930s. His dummy, Charlie McCarthy, I had a remake of a Charlie McCarthy doll when I was a kid. That's what I learned on. So
Nice.
that was my homage to Mr. Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. I haven't done ventriloquism in 20 years. That was my best effort.
I'm glad it was just a cute sock puppet and not a creepy doll, because that is a visceral fear of mine.
I had two for a long time. I had a Charlie McCarthy and I had a Groucho Marx.
Groucho's a little bit more, less unsettling.
Uh-huh. All right, so where to next? Now that I got that out of my system.
I want to compliment the ventriloquist before we move on. I just want to say, like, your act, I don't know if you're used to getting hit with fruit and vegetables. Just want to let you know that I wanted to hear the whole thing. I tried to stop all of them from hitting you until the end. And I think you have a good act. You need to... I think you need to work on making your mouth not move. I think if you could handle that might push you over from so bad you're good to just good. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I've been working on it for a couple of weeks now.
I was hoping he'd have a normal voice. I appreciate that.
I really appreciate that criticism, and I'll take it to heart. Thank you.
I went to
Juilliard.
Yes, I was about to say I went to art school.
To Juilliard.
It's so good.
Where do we
I
go
come back.
next?
I've got like an autograph from him, and I'm like, look.
It's from the puppet, Sven Triloquist.
It's from just the puppet.
But yes, this is what happens when you leave me alone for 3 weeks. I make a Viking puppet. It's literally got like runes on the helmet.
That
and
looks
everything.
so cool too. That has no right to look as good as it does.
And then like it's got like a gem on his cloak, and his arms come out. I had
my
way too much free
God.
time. I had way too much free time. But as you're walking around, you hear jovial music. There's a band playing, and I just like the name I gave them, the Fae Fighters.
Aw.
Oh, that's smart. I like that name. The
Thank you. The Fae
The
Fighters. yes.
Fae Fighters.
Mhm.
What a
I have-
good! I'm stealing
Thank you.
that for
Go
a
for it.
future thing.
I don't have names for the characters or anything, so if you interact with them, they're just generic musicians. But yeah, the Fae Fighters. I like that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh,
Zavid,
that's
you're
a Foo
going to
Fighters
want-
joke.
This is gonna be-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Foo
why
Fighters.
I'm like, that's so brilliant. It can't just be a one-off here.
Thank
Like, it needs to live on in another campaign sometime.
You need to tell
Absolutely
Maddie
take it.
that.
I'm gonna say, Zavid, this is going to be a moment where you're going to be will you win this for me, please? Because as you're
Oh.
walking to the north,
Okay.
you all see that there's an archery set up here. And an elf, or not an elf, I'm sorry, just an elfish looking human. Blonde, lots of furs with a bow and arrow, feathers in her hair. And she's standing in front of a large cart of cheese wheels. You can see them on the map there.
Oh my god. I'm
You can
just gonna
probably
eat
smell
some
them from
cheese
where you're
now.
at, Zavid.
I walk over to Reese and I say, you know I would not ask you to do something unless the need was great.
Mhm.
And the need is great.
Okay.
Can you win this contest for me so I can have a cheese wheel?
You have to enter though, but I'll win it for you.
Wait, I can nominate you as like my champion or something?
Oh, sure.
Let's go. I walk up to this person and I'm like, I'm entering and I'm having my battle companion and good friend Reese compete for me.
Very well. It's pretty simple. You just need to, the closer to the bullseye you get, the more of a piece of the cheese you get. If you get it right there in the bullseye, you get the full wheel. You go from the largest target to the smallest, and that's just south to north on the map.
Okay, awesome.
And
Their ACs get more difficult as they get smaller. So it's just use your longbow as a roll, and you can just roll right on them. They're just like an enemy.
I'm going
Alright.
to cast Bless on you. You get a +1 bonus.
Yeah.
And yeah, any way you want, Con, you can help with. I've realized recently you can aid with strikes, like by using a skill.
Oh,
Yeah, so if
Okay.
you have a skill that, like, if you want to, performance and rah go Reese or whatever, you can help along with Zavid's bless.
That way I don't have to keep doing guidance, because I think guidance every like 10 minutes you can't cast it or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
this way I
Something like that.
can maintain it for the duration of the thing.
yeah. Can I say survival and be like, watch out for the wind?
There you go. Yeah, I like that. Roll a public
Mhm.
survival. You need a 20 to
Easy.
help. Easy.
Oh,
Plus 2,
very
plus,
easy.
+3 for you, Reese, for your attack. Your
Awesome.
all 3 of these attacks. So let it fly on the southernmost one.
Okay. So just
Archery
regular
target
longbow.
M
Oops.
at a +3.
Hold on.
Yes.
Easy.
Whoo! That is, you sink it right into the center bullseye.
I'm not even looking.
Yeah. That's a really good shot. Oh, looks like we got the hunter on our hands here. Okay. Target number 2.
Yeah.
So move your. You can.
Yes.
So I can move this guy out of the way. That was definitely a hit. I'm gonna say that is not a bullseye. It's a little off center.
Okay.
So yeah,
gonna-
not quite, but still good. Still good.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do that one again.
Oh yeah, with your wog at a +3. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, shoot.
wait.
I
Plus
didn't
3,
add
you
the
didn't add it.
3.
The medium one, the center one's AC is 39, and
Three.
you just
plus
hit it.
3.
The
So
third
I just
42.
hit it
So it was
39.
still a regular hit, yeah.
Okay.
So just add a +3 to this
Okay.
this one.
Let me try that again.
Hmm.
Hold on. Ugh. It's a
A
little
little
bit
better. Yeah. So 43, that's pretty good. Much closer to the center than a 39 would have been.
Yep.
So you we'll just say that it was one arrow, but you got it closer
Yeah.
than the first shot. So, woo, really good there. Yeah, now we got to go for the little one. And it's just a tiny pie tin that's probably about this big, the size of an orange, at 40 paces.
Okay.
So again, +3 for all your helps.
Yep. We're gonna just look, line, and dear God. No!
Ooh. Do you want a hero point?
Wait,
On
let me
your
wog it. Let me wog it.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
try
yeah,
to
you
fix
have
it.
that. Let's just see with your second.
Right.
If not, Anyanka has one. Don't waste yours, Con.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
went wide.
Anyanka.
I'll use Anyanka's. So here we go. There you go.
All right, let's try this.
+3.
+3. Yep.
This
Come
thing's
on,
AC
big money,
is
big money, big money.
it's
Yes!
43. Nat 20 for a 51. Reese sinks this arrow dead center. And
I'm probably
The
gonna get a
archer-
text from my neighbor. Are you okay?
right, the archer looks stunned, runs over, puts her eye right up to it, looks over to you and says, "You take whatever you want." And she's just more shot, just transfixed that with how you hit this. That yeah, you can get this cheese. So
Yes.
we have here an item, a
Yeah. I mean, what
Skjoldmur
can you say?
cheese.
Reese is good at shooting a shot.
That's true. He is.
He is.
Good.
I'm
Yeah,
shocked that
good.
hasn't
Good.
been made yet.
No, Con made that joke once when you were in Reese's body.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you did make that joke once. It was good. I only know that because I listen to our show all the time at work.
Oh.
Nerd.
But I have dropped that item in the chat for you to see and in your inventory, Zvid. It's Skjoldmur cheeses. The first one is called Wasterbotten cheese, which looks like
Oh, it's
this.
multiples?
It's a real
I didn't
cheese.
just get one
It's
wheel?
two wheels because Reese sunk 2 bullseyes. So you get the Vasterbotten is the king of northern cheese, a firm, crumbly, aged Skjoldmur cheese, not unlike a Parmesan in smell, but with immense flavor and character. This cheese is a welcome addition to any cheese board and is also a partner to any chul fry party, aged from high peak goat's milk. And the second one is called Gamalost cheese, which again is a real cheese. A recipe dating back to the Second Age, old cheese needed very little help to mature. Most people say both taste and smell resemble something that has spent a few months inside a sweaty old sock. As you know, nothing pleases a true tyrophile more than a slice of stinky old sock. And I want you to know I copy pasted that from a cheese website. I didn't write that.
I think he's going to keep the first cheese for later, knowing that his friends don't appreciate the stinky stuff as much. But when in Rome, right, or when in, Skjoldmur. So he's going to take a big chunk of the Gamalost, and he's going to be nibbling on that as we're like walking through very happily. And
to you, it's delicious.
Yeah, and like I imagine the people here love it too, so they're not like weirded out by it as much. Plus, it's cold, and I don't know if this is just me, but like when it gets cold, my sense of smell is dampened, or maybe smells don't carry as well. Things aren't as stinky in the cold for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, and when it's summer, things smell worse. I'm not really sure why that is, but because it's cold, I'm thinking I can probably get away eating this here and now, but I can't bring this on to the Windseeker.
I see, Reese, you look like you're walking towards the Devil's Bones.
Yeah.
This is another thing that happens when you give me 3 weeks off, guys.
Oh my god. Hey, look, you gave us a carnival. I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Wait, I walk over to this and I'm like, this game seems strangely familiar.
Oh, yeah, I don't really recognize it. What does it see? And as you walk up to this table, you see there's a man in a cloak, like a dark black cloak, sitting at the front of a table. He's got a wooden board in front of him that opens up, and there's 2 people next to him, a woman in a red cloak and a man with a top hat and goggles wrapped around the hat. And you can see that in front of the man, if you zoom in, there on the table, there's what appears to be a map and all kinds of pieces of paper and strange little bits of bone and pens and papers. It's very strange to you.
Are they making battle plans? Are they about to invade somewhere? What's going on?
Eli, do you watch Hello from the Magic Tavern?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you listen to Hello from the Magic Tavern?
Never heard of it.
Dear God.
Ooh.
Okay. Then
so
that's
it is
even funnier that you made
that's pretty great. So it is the premise of it is a guy named Arnie Niekamp was in the parking lot of a Burger King, fell through a magical portal to the still gets a Wi-Fi signal from the Burger King, but has stayed in this magical land because he can't go back, I guess, and has set up podcast equipment because his car had it on him, and he's doing a podcast from this land with some pretty kooky characters, and it's
weird.
an improv cast, and they have different people on as different characters and stuff. On one episode, they had an Offices and Bosses, was I think their version.
Nice.
And they were playing that, and it was
They
very
made
funny.
an actual episode of it
Nice.
as like a bonus one.
I had it down to 2. I was either going to call it Offices and Overtime, or the other one I was going to call it was Cubicles and Copiers.
And I just remembered my favorite part was one of the 2 co-hosts is Usador the Blue, who is the 12th wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius, master of light and shadow, champion of the great halls of Tarakas. The elves know him as Fiang Yalak. The dwarves know him as Hugstanges, Ganyan Hugstanges or whatever. And in the northeast, he's known as Gasmoinus Maystar. And there may be other secret names. He does this title every time he does it. If he doesn't do it, they go, "What's wrong, Usador?" Like there's something wrong.
Yeah.
In the Offices and Bosses, when he played his character, he's just himself, the actor, just talking normally. My name is this, which was, I loved it. That made me so happy to hear that.
As you walk up, the man in the cowl holds up an orb, and he looks to you and says, "Greetings, strangers. Come you to our lair?" And he opens up to the chairs to you. "We are about to share an adventure. And
Ooh.
I am the OM, the office manager. Welcome to our world."
I hate this, but love this.
Yeah, my character's like,
I want to give him a wedgie. I don't know why.
I feel like he's never experienced love in his life before.
And I want to deny him the possibility of ever being able to experience it by ending this all now.
I think
Why
you
do
should
I
sit
feel
down.
a knee-jerk reaction to violence? I don't understand.
Violence doesn't solve everything, Zavid. Maybe we can learn something. Although I do kinda want to take his lunch money. I see what you mean.
Right? It's not just me. I don't know what it is. This man has done nothing to me. In fact, he's been kind and has invited us, and yet I can't help but want to make his life awful. I'm gonna make a wisdom save.
Go for it. The man in the hat says, hello, my name is Harald. We're glad to have any newcomers. Yeah, please have some chips, have some drink. Oh my god, you rolled a nat 1. That's
That's
hysterical.
amazing.
As like they're being very friendly, I'm trying to keep quiet about my growing agitation. But I'm gonna sit down because you guys both sat down. So I join. I'm like,
Great.
What is this?
Welcome. My name is Larry, the office manager, and we are going to be playing Offices and Overtime, a game of make-believe and adventure. I have prepared characters for you, and I literally prepared characters for you.
Let's go!
Oh my god.
I did it, y'all. I fucking did this thing. So,
See, this is what we expect when we give you 3 weeks off.
yes, this is what happens. I told you.
Not the puppets, but things like this. But the
Clear.
puppet's a bonus, I guess.
All right. So, if you would
I'm not
please
upset about the puppets.
If you would open the character selection screen, you will notice there are some new people. And I'm not going to do the voice just to explain this part. These are literally Pathfinder characters, level 3, that I've actually made, and I've made an actual tiny adventure that we can actually play.
Oh my god.
It takes place in the Tavern Times office, which is a newspaper, and each of you can pick from, there's 5 total PCs. There's Thomas Murphy, who is an orc. He's the assistant to the sports news manager. He's a columnist writer. He is a druid. Debbie from accounting, she's the taxomancer. Who I can't remember what she's a monk. Then Jimmy Redmond, who is a photographer. He is a ranger. And then there is Clara Moxie, the intrepid reporter, who is an investigator. And then Miranda Yorkshaw, the fashion advice contributor, who is a bard. And y'all are free to pick any one you want. You can talk amongst yourselves. I went hard on this.
What's Debbie from accounting?
Debbie from accounting is a monk. And I have art too, if you would like to see them.
Oh yeah, shows the art. Maybe that'll
Okay.
help us sway.
Here is Thomas Murphy, the druid, with oops, not that.
He gave his skull as a paperweight. That's so funny.
Isn't that great?
That's
And
amazing.
this is he has an animal companion named Yumeko, who is a moth. She sits on his
Aw.
desk. So he's a druid with a moth companion. Then there is Debbie from accounting, who is a monk. Remember when I said it's funny that you were showing 20s themed stuff earlier? It's because
Yeah.
of this.
My
So that's
god.
Debbie from accounting.
It's
She's
amazing.
a monk. Then,
She's so great.
isn't she amazing? I love that art. And here is Jimmy Redmond, the photographer, based entirely off of my friend at the Greeley Tribune that I used to work with. Hi, Jims, if you're watching. And then there is Miranda Yorkshaw, the fashion advice columnist, who is a bard. And then lastly, the intrepid reporter, Clara Moxie, the investigator elf.
Yeah, I want to be Jimmy Redmond.
Jimmy Redmond? Okay, so you can open up the Jimmy Redmond character sheet there, Con.
I think I might go for Miranda.
Miranda Yorkshaw? Great, she's fun. So go ahead and open up her character sheet. And Shane, who do you want? You got Clara Moxie, Debbie from accounting, or Thomas Murphy left.
I'm trying to click her and select her, but I can't.
In the characters selection screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, like, double click or right click or
No.
anything?
If I right click, it just says close window, and I close the window.
That's odd. It says you took it. Yeah, it's loading for me here.
That's weird.
Close the
I'm gonna
character
pick-
selection and open it again.
I'm doing.
I'm
that
gonna
again.
pick Clara Moxie because the name has drawn me from the beginning, but I'm struggling to figure out how Zavid's gonna play this because on the one hand, he doesn't know what an office is.
That's the point. None of you do.
I'm gonna.
But on the second
That's
hand,
the fantastical
Dean
world.
also has never worked in an office and doesn't really
There
know
we
much about the
go.
20s. So like,
hmm
as much as I want to talk with a transatlantic accent and be all like, "What's the big scoop?" Like, I actually don't know anything about print media. Really, I don't know. I really know nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in this just total novice and just play honest.
Yeah.
So funny.
Con says, I have a question for the OM, the office manager.
Oh, yes, what is
Oh.
it?
What does a photographer do?
Oh, it's a strange, fantastical device that is made of TikTok gears, but it is able to mechanically recreate the create image spell onto paper.
Oh.
Yes, yes. So anything you see can be mechanically and chemically transposed onto paper. I know, silly.
My goodness.
But Khan wheels start turning as he says that.
Yeah. Okay,
Did I
now I've
put-
got Jimmy Redmond's character sheet.
Okay, great.
I had Miranda's and then it crashed,
Oh no.
and then I had to reopen the character sheet.
Okay, did it open this time for you though?
No,
No. What the? Okay,
I
let
don't know
me
why it's taking
clear
10
it?
years to open.
Yeah, that's very strange.
So I can move the
It doesn't
character
want you to
selection
play.
box. Oh, there we go.
Is she there now?
Yes, but let me see if I can actually access her character sheet or if my thing's gonna buffer.
Yeah, right. Then Zavid, you said you're taking
Oh, it's
Clara
buffering.
Moxie. And Miranda Yorkshire. There we go.
Oh my god. It
Hmm?
Okay, I'm gonna close out of Fantasy Grounds and come back
Yeah,
in.
sure. Go for that. That's fine. So, that means I need to get this map a little bit ready anyway. That, and then that, and then... Where is she? There she is. Okay. Yes, but so the OM says to you, each of you will need some of these, and hands out a set of dice to each of you, which I actually have an item for you to give to you in your inventories. All of them appear to be some type of bone, and they are polyhedral dice that have been carved, and there's a 4-sided 6, 8, 10, and 12, and 20. Oh yeah, now that you're connecting there, Elliot, it's lagging on my side, so I'll just keep riffing for a bit.
Yeah.
So he hands out a small sack to each of you with a set of these dice in it, and he says, "These are for you to take with you after today, a memory and a token of the game."
Oh, how do you win?
Oh, there is not really a winning. It's a game of imagination.
Do you out-imagine the other players?
I think that might be a good way to do it. Just imagine harder.
Ah, okay.
Imagine
then that's-
dragons.
Oh my god.
I'm waking
That's the
up,
thing.
okay?
This
I'm
is a
feeling it in my
fantastical-
bones.
This is a fantastical world without dragons. If you can imagine.
No, I can't.
Such a silly thing. So I've
So
given-
my sheet is like taking
It
it's
is.
like the character selection toolbox is
Mhm.
still loading in.
Oh god. So
Like
that's-
it's there,
that's
it's
fine.
just empty.
What a pain. I will try to release her character again anyway. There we
Yep.
go. So hopefully
And
that'll
just
load
ask
up in a
me
second.
just ask me what I want to do and we'll theater of the mind it for now.
Yeah, sure. So I should at least be able to open up this map. So as you get he kind of explains the rules, which again, they're just Pathfinder, and gets your tokens set up on this map. And he says, "We come in at the Tavern Times office. Jimmy Redmond, you're going through your photographs that you've taken of the day. And Clara Moxie, you're just coming in from the latest scoop. And Miranda Yorkshire, you're poring over the latest fashion magazines up in your office to the northeast." Go ahead.
With the photographs? That's right? Yeah. That's what they
Yes,
are?
yes, photographs. They're the little,
Photographs.
the actual, the ghostly images put to paper through the chemical process.
Okay. Um, then I'd like to pick the ones that I think look best. And I would like to oh, who do I answer to? Who's my boss? My
Oh, and that's when Debbie from accounting will talk, and she'll pipe in and say, "Ah, well, that's just gonna be the big man, the chief editor, James Jonathan, and or Jonason. He's over in his office in the corner. I wouldn't disturb him though. He's a bit cranky." James Jonathan.
J. James Jonathan.
Anyway, I'm able to work things out now.
Oh, you got your character sheet open?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, he's supposed to look at my pictures, no? So
Oh,
I don't tell that he's in a bad mood. I go over and I give him what for and my photoglass.
Great. So his is the blacked out office in the side there. So what do you do? Do you knock? Do you just try to open it?
I knock on the door.
Oh, come in. What do you want? And you open the door, and you can see a man with
Oh my
a
God.
small mustache chomping on a cigar. He's got his sleeves rolled up. His tie is a bit loose. He's sitting at his desk poring over a bunch of papers. What is it, Redmond?
Oh, I have the photographs that I took with my photography machine.
Ah, you got those photos of Arachnid person. Hand them over.
Yeah, yes, I
Snatches
did.
them out of your hand. And so he's looking at them. He says, good work as always, Redmond, but I need you to make 6 copies of these. Post haste. Get them done. And he throws them at you and basically goes back to work and is ignoring you entirely.
Fine, I go make the photocopies.
How do you make a
And-
photocopy?
So you can see it in the center there. I can pull up the art. There is a
The runic pool.
it's a printing press, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Do I have the art for it? There it is. Yes. Come on, load. There it is. So I can load that for you so you can see it a little better. It is in the center there. It's got a crystal top, and there seems to be a bunch of gears and a long several metal tubes. It's very strange. Give me I believe you have lore photography. You have lots of skills, and I
Con
made
is
up a
like
couple.
flipping through like the papers, just like lore skills. Skills. That's where they are. And she rolls her dice. Ha!
Everyone at the table cheers. Hey! You got it! Your first roll in the game is a
I'm so good at
20.
this game.
Good job for Jimmy Redmond. So, with your city's lore, what did you take photographs of? They were amazing.
Lore cities. I took pictures of this arachnid person. That's what he said. Yes.
Yes, yes, arachnid person.
Then whatever the arachnid person was doing, I got photographs.
Oh yes,
Con
yes.
doesn't
you
know
got-
how to do a character voice.
No, that's super funny. I like it. You got great pictures of arachnid person climbing up the sides of buildings and swinging between the skylines, and you're trying to make copies here. And let me see, which skills do you have? Do you have like photography lore specifically? I think you do.
Yeah, I think I just rolled lore cities instead of lore
Gotcha.
photography, but they're the same. They're the
So
same.
we'll say that your photographs were the nat 20 with their quality. So you got you got like Peter Parker level pictures. Like posing and like
Yeah.
the good ones.
He might actually be spider arachnid person.
Arachnid person. So you do have spider climb. So give a photography lore check publicly as well.
You got it. No
Oh
way!
my
God!
No
Two
way!
nat 20s? Are you kidding? Everyone's heads explode at the tape. Not literally, but they go
Yeah.
wild. Ah! So you are able to properly make the exact amount of copies that you were requested by your boss. He in fact, made extra. And everyone kind of stops and looks at you from across the room, and Thomas Murphy almost gets up, but then he looks over and says, "You actually got that thing working? That thing's been on the fritz all day."
Well, when you know what you're doing, it's not so hard.
Well, make sure you pass that secret around, won't you? And at this
You
point,
got it. Yeah.
I think either let's see here, Miranda or Clara can come into the room. Probably Clara.
Yeah.
You're in the southern portion of the map there.
There we go.
Burst through the door.
I walk in and I look for traps.
Give me a perception check. In the dice tower, and they have like this built tower where the die rolls around and goes behind the office manager's screen, so only he can see the result.
If it wasn't for other people rolling in it, I would have like looked in the tower. So I'm like,
So I just put this thing in here.
Yes, and only I shall see the result.
Okay.
You see that Debbie has left her chair untucked in, so you nearly trip over it, but you see it at the last second.
I had to make a check for this?
You nearly tripped and fell on your face, embarrassing yourself in front of the whole office. Your pride skill would have gone down by 3 points.
Well, where are my weapons? Can't I kill somebody if I'm too embarrassed, or what is...
You would
Don't
need
I
to
have a
make
sword or something?
You could make an acrobatics check to stand back up and save the fall.
And I'm like, where is this acrobatics? Okay, does I roll in tower, or...
No, that one can be on the table. You'll know immediately if you fail.
Okay.
13, not bad. Yes, you're able to manage to get around the chair just gracefully enough that your office mates don't notice.
Okay, so, is there...
and he just like thinks for a second and goes,
What am I supposed to do? Like, are we fighting something? What is the point of this? I don't get it.
You need to get your latest scoop into the writer's pool, and then get your editor to approve it.
What is a scoop?
and I'm like looking at you two, like,
What is he talking about? Speak
Ooh.
common.
Well, I mean, a scoop is you use that to like,
Shuffle.
ice cream. You get it out with the scoop, yeah.
Think you need to get ice cream?
I look, I
like your latest story. You're a journalist. What have you been reporting on?
Oh.
Ah.
I'm going to attack Debbie. I'm going to take my knife and stab her in the back and take what she has.
David is a murder hobo, canonically.
He would.
Like,
It's what my character would do.
Yeah.
Give me
I don't
that
think
roll.
Debbie is offering anything to this group, so I think we should get rid of her.
I think
actually,
that's
yeah,
when
give-
Miranda's gonna walk through the door.
Miranda can walk out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, did I hear noises of a murderous fashion? The only murder is your outfit, sweetheart.
My character is going to fire a gun, whatever that is.
I'm like, well, actually, she has a crossbow. She has a fucking
She does have a
crossbow.
crossbow.
I pull out this crossbow.
And I'm just kind of looking, and I'm looking at everybody else, like, waiting, and there's, like, probably some of the players are just like, oh, God, this guy's new.
And then, yeah, let's see here. Debbie from Thomas Murphy we'll stand up and say, "Well, now there's no need for that now. What do you got here, Clara? You got your stories?" He waddles over to you and sticks his hand out for your stories.
Okay. Let's see. There we go. 1 second.
What are you reporting on today? What's the big? What's the news of the day?
I attack him. I hit. Or
And before you do that, Miranda uses shield, which is a deflecting glare.
That's hilarious.
I think I gotta get going.
Okay, we could.
Yeah.
Then I can do 2 more seconds. How about that?
Okay.
Clara, eventually one of you goes over to the copy machine. Miranda, I'm going to control you for a moment. You're trying, as you're berating them, you're trying to
Just
get copies
glaring.
on this thing, and as you do, it gets stuck. The paper isn't coming out, and you start to smack it on the top, and a mouth appears. As it is a printing press mimic. Everyone roll initiative, and then we'll stop here.
Oh my god, yes.
What do you do to roll initiative?
Yeah.
You go to the front of your character sheet, and you would roll your perception. And I have the image
Wow.
here.
Well, this character had advantage. That's cool.
There we go. And there is the printing press mimic that appears in front of you.
The
And we
primic.
have our we have our initiatives now, so we hope, and this is where we'll stop. We'll pick it up here next time at the printing press mimic at the Tavern Times office. Hope everyone will join us. This was a super fun one. Thank you guys for humoring me and putting up with this. We'll finish up next time, and see you then. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.